Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net. It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Welcome to Sporgy, the show that gives you half-ass sports fans giving their half-ass opinions. And now, here are your hosts.
Oh, it is number... Well, I guess we got to call it 147, because we had 147, and then it was epic podcast. It was all night for 3 hours, probably award-winning, probably one of the best podcasts ever made. We submitted it for consideration, but technology took over. It's gone. It's garbage. So we're back. I'm Chris.
I'm Rich.
I am the Iceman.
And yeah, there are other things going on other than football. And we couldn't talk about baseball last week without Rich. He's technically the baseball guy, or I should say he watches it more than the three of us, so that qualifies him. So baseball playoffs going on. You want to bring us up to date there, Rich?
Well, I mean, as it stands as of right now, I hate doing this, but as we're recording, Game 5, Nationals and Dodgers, bottom of the 8th, tied at 3. That's been I'm not sure. I don't really know, to be honest with you, how to call that, whether that's the Nationals playing above their pay grade or the Dodgers dropping the ball. Because, I mean, the Dodgers have been in talks to be one of the best teams in the league all year long.
And they're blowing it again.
And, you know, the ne'er-do-well Nationals, here we go. When everybody wrote them off, when Todd on the preseason was like, look, I can't do the Nationals shit again every fucking year. It's Nationals this, Nationals that. Look at the pieces they've lost. Look at the people they've lost. I can't do it anymore. Here they are, giving the Dodgers, taking them to a must-win game for both of them. So,
I like the prospect of a Scherzer versus Verlander World Series.
Well, Scherzer came out pissed. Scherzer is playing in the postseason like he's got a lot to prove. Like, he kind of reminds me of when, his last year here in Detroit when he went out there and was like, I'm betting on myself. I'm pitching for that fucking career contract. Well, he's got the career contract. Now you got to do something with it. I mean, let's be honest. He's not exactly a young player. He's going to have to. I imagine he's starting to look back and go, okay, what's going to be my legacy? Am I going to be a dominant regular season pitcher who can never get it done in the postseason? It's a lot of those. Those guys don't make it to Canton, or not Canton, but Cooperstown. Not unless they do something really, really special. Mm-hmm. Like, 4 or 5 no-hitters, perfect games, et cetera, et cetera.
I was talking to Todd over social media, and I asked him what was wrong with Kershaw. And this is when Kershaw had let 3 runs in by the 3rd inning. And he said, I watched the first few innings. Most I've seen of Kershaw all year, his fastball I saw the fastball hit was 92 miles per hour. No curve either, which was odd. He's not the same pitcher he was. Still good, just not Kershaw. He called it, he only has Zimmerman's fastball now.
Yeah, that's not a compliment, by the way.
No, he's just saying he's losing his stuff. Maybe his arm's fucking giving out after throwing all of that shit.
Oh, man, when you get known as a power pitcher and you go out there and you're overpowering guys with high 90s fastballs and, you have curveballs that just break in ungodly amounts, and you start to lose that. You got a couple choices. You can just accept it and keep going until some team has squeezed the last ounce of baseball they can out of you, and then you call it a career. You become
your namesake doesn't carry you anymore.
You become a knuckleball pitcher where you throw maybe a knuckleball, a changeup, and a batting practice fastball that's just to get you over pitch. Because anybody sitting dead red is just waiting for you to throw that shit. That's the Tim Wakefield way to go. That's the Jim Bouton way to go. The guy who wrote Ball 4. He was actually out of the league for, I want to say, close to 10 years and came back through the minors in his 40s as a knuckleball pitcher and made it back to the big leagues. And then there's, you become Greg Maddux. You become all about pinpoint control. I mean, wherever you want that ball, you put that ball. If you want that ball to split the black on the outside, that's what you're doing every time you throw it. And I would say the last two options, not everyone can do. So if Kershaw's arm's going, let's hope he's a freak of nature for his sake.
I don't know, man, because we went on to talk. His slider used to be the best in the majors. It's like, that's just unfair. You can't hit that. But Todd said he saw it hit 88, 89 miles an hour. His slider was almost as fast as fastball, and he doesn't think it was intentional. So I would say not yet, but coming soon. No more Sammy.
Sammy Kershaw, like the country singer?
That's him.
Did you mean Clayton Kershaw?
Same thing.
Well, I mean, and then we have, let's just get this over with. Yankees Twins. Why did the Twins even show up?
Right.
Like, if the Twins or the A's show up and they're playing the Yankees in the divisional series, just stay home.
It just feeds into the narrative of the AL Central's the shit division that's just going to be first round fodder. Just perpetuates it.
I'm pretty much.
You didn't even win a game, and now like the Yankees need this. This is like Warren Buffett wakes up and finds like an errant bag of money just hanging out on his doorstep. Oh, hey guys, look, more money.
I'll just put it there with the other one.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that series besides okay, about what I expected. And I'm not even trying to be, dismissive and be an asshole about it. I'm just being honest about it. It's about what I expected. So
was it just because you weren't buying the Twin? Was it just someone had to finish first in our division? Was that it? Was it like when the Bengals and the Steelers played and they were both undefeated? Someone's got to win.
I just think for whatever reason, some teams can't get over that hump with other teams that have their number. And I don't know any other way to put it. I mean, I honestly, in 2006, that's what I thought was going to happen to the Tigers. I thought I'm like, if they win one game against the Yankees, then I guess I gotta chalk that up as some sort of moral victory and something to build on for next season.
I remembered going, well, at least we made the playoffs. I remember having that attitude, like, well, this wasn't even in the cards on opening day. The fact it was one of those, it's an honor just to be nominated kind of moments. Like, well, we pulled the Yankees. Well, at least we played in October. But
yeah, and I mean, I've said it many times on the show before, but the rally in Hart Plaza in Detroit before the Yankees-Tigers series in 2006 drew 200 people. 200
delusional-ass people. Hey, look.
And this was over a decade ago, so I got to wonder about 50 of them were just homeless and or crazy people who just wandered over to see what was going on at Hart Plaza.
See, in Detroit, it's 50-50 shot. Hey, if we wander close to there, we might get fed.
Yeah, that type of thing. Like, ooh, look, white people in Hart Plaza, and it's not even time for the hoedown. Yeah. or the electronic music festival. But yeah, so
I think we've dated ourselves. I think neither of those things are down there anymore.
The Hoedown I couldn't care less about, and DEMF is Detroit Electronic Music Festival. Isn't it still down there? Isn't it Detroit?
I thought it moved. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I haven't been since it cost money to start going. I was like, well, then I'm not. So later for you.
Same thing. Wait, you want me to pay money to go to this thing now? I'm done.
No, and as much money as you want me to pay, that's what I was going to spend on the drugs.
Yeah.
That to make this music tolerable.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, exactly. Didn't you know you got to do a bunch of drugs to come to this thing? Charge.
I'm sorry, but it's, when every song's for fucking 12 hours, okay? Like,
hey, I liked it better when it was a giant Ford commercial because it was free. Just saying.
But and then you have the Astros and Rays, and this is just the Rays have no rhyme reason to be where they're at. They can't draw.
Well, yes, and their people don't even care. That's what sucks.
Yeah, I mean, Todd brought it up. They're playing their home games on a neutral site this season. They were playing like a certain number of home games away from home. And they were drawing as many people as they were when they were at home.
Yeah.
Because they weren't drawing shit.
I mean,
like this is...
Tampa likes football. I think we figured that out. The end. Get the Panthers out of there. Get the fucking Rays out of there. Just leave the Bucks. Sorry. Am I the cold shower of reality?
Jags? You mean the Jags?
No, he means the Lightning.
Oh,
not the Panthers, yeah. But no, the Lightning actually. Tampa loves a winner. That's really what it is.
And how the fuck are the Bucks there? Oh, you set me up for
it. Because I don't know, they've won something.
Yeah, they won one time. Hey, remember 2003? It was awesome.
And don't let that final score fool you. That game was over by halftime. but no, I seriously, the Lightning, when the Lightning are in the playoffs, Tampa gives a fuck. But I will say this, I never lived in Tampa. Tampa was just the closest to where I lived in Florida. When I got into pro football, all my friends were Tampa Bay fans. And they said the great thing about being a Tampa Bay fan is, one, this is when they had the creamsicle uniforms. They have the ugliest uniforms in the league, so you can be proud of that. I said, okay. And they said, two, they're going to suck every year. So any wins that they get, you feel like a New York Yankee fan. Like when it was Murderers Row.
Did you guys
know what I'm saying?
Did you go, hey guys, I'm from Detroit, hold my beer?
No, because I didn't know dick all about fucking the Lions, because no one in my family or around me was into pro football. It was college football.
When your family were masochists?
It was exclusively Big Ten college football. Like it was very much a regional thing with the men in my family with college football. So you got to remember, it's 40 years ago almost. Times have changed.
I just think it sucks because you have a team playing October baseball in a town that could give a fuck less.
Yeah, and they're doing it against one of the scariest pitching lineups in the postseason that I can remember. And
a podcast that both you and I listened to brought up a good point this week. Looking at Houston in the playoffs and going, hey, remember that was us? Mm-hmm. And it wasn't that long ago when we had that. I don't know. I am still baffled how with that 1 year that starting lineup we had. I think it was 2012. How we lost.
2013.
When it was what? Scherzer, Verlander.
Scherzer to this day says still the best baseball team he's ever played on. If it wasn't for that Big Papi home run,
David Price, that whole lineup was just sick. It was like having 5 number 1 guys.
That was as close to the Tigers ever got to like the Avalanche 2001 lineup, the Red Wings 2002 lineup. it's not going to be as many Hall of Famers, obviously, but I mean, it was just like an all-star team.
Yeah, our whole rotation was number one starters on other teams. That was our whole rotation. It was
100%.
ridiculous. Yeah. It was awesome. I'm getting 5/8 just talking about it.
Lifting off the bag.
Yeah.
The irony of this whole thing is actually now our rotation is starters on other teams.
Well, yeah, a good portion of that rotation got themselves a ring in Boston last year.
Yeah, big time.
JV had it in Houston, and
I think 2 to 3 people of that rotation got a ring in Boston last year. But
coming up this year trying.
But yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those. This has been one of those postseasons that it's like, I do my best to catch the games, but real life gets in the way. And I mean, I feel like I'm missing out. I can't not do the show, but I feel like I should be watching this Game 5 between the Nationals and the Dodgers instead of talking right now. I damn sure feel like I should have been watching at least Game 4 between the Astros and the Rays. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what sucks for me is I can't even find it on TV.
Oh, dude, it's like TBS, TNT. It's all over the place. Seriously,
are you illiterate? If you've forgotten how to read,
they started that shit over a decade ago when they started moving, Game 163 to one network, and the ALDS to this network, and the AL. It's just like all fucked up. Google is your friend, sir.
I got an eye on it. It's still 3-3, bottom of the ninth.
I'm watching the live update.
Gamecast is a beautiful thing.
But
so do we got picks for the World Series, or do we let this play out? I mean, like I said, I would like to see the Nats and the Astros just to see just because we'll at least get to see one time Verlander versus Scherzer.
Oh, well, you hope. I mean,
I was going to say, you think they would start on the same day?
I mean, if Scherzer's hot and they ride him to the World Series, and Verlander just does what Verlander does, it almost becomes a strategy at that point. Like, do you concede the game and put your second best starter in against Verlander, or do you put your guy who's hot against Verlander, knowing that Verlander could go out there and very well Verlander you? Pitch 8 innings, 9 strikeouts, 1 hit. To where it doesn't matter what your pitcher does. I mean, wasn't it Game 1? 8 innings, 9 strikeouts, 1 hit. That's postseason baseball.
But if anyone's got we got a single. We got a base runner on Dodgers. If anyone's going to go out there and out Verlander, it's going to be Scherzer. Like, oh yeah, I'll give you the same performance, bitch.
Well, I'll tell you what. Any day of the week,
I love watching those games. Even like if you love home runs, those aren't the games for you. I love watching those games. I love watching pitchers duel.
Well, any day of the week, I will take Tigers pitcher Billy Chappell over anybody.
Huh? Who?
Billy Chappell.
The fuck?
Talking about for love of the game. He's talking about fucking the third baseball movie that what's his face? Kevin Costner made. Yeah, he made Bull Durham. He made, what was the second one? Oh, Field of Dreams.
A fake pitcher? We're talking about real baseball?
Hey, he threw a perfect game.
You did so well last week, Ice.
But he threw a perfect game.
Because it's in the script.
I don't give a fuck. It was in a Tigers uniform.
Here's the most important thing. Here's the most important thing about that movie. Kelly Preston was young and still fine as a motherfucker in that movie.
Truth.
She was looking. Yeah, that's a waste of good pussy on fucking Plain Man. John Travolta, Mr. I'm so deep in the closet, he's in Narnia.
I mean, she still looked good in Jerry Maguire.
Oh, she looked real good in Jerry Maguire. She was like 35, 36 in Jerry Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, oh shit. You're just starting to realize what that thing's capable of. Huh?
Yes. and you've been wasting it on John Travolta.
Exactly.
He likes penis.
So way to sidetrack us, Ice.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
So I guess, baseball playoffs. We'll see. There's just 2 out, 1 on. Who's batting?
Looks like Chris Taylor's at bat.
And Daniel Hudson's pitching.
I almost said Corey Taylor because it says C. Taylor. Slipknot's playing.
This is going to be, be honest, do you see anybody but the Astros coming out?
The American League?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Dude, the Rays are giving them this much trouble, and the Rays finished behind the Yankees.
The Rays are money balls.
Dude, I'm just saying, man.
Well, I think Rich's point is they're tied with the Astros at the current moment.
Yeah, they should not be having this much problem with the Rays. I mean, and first of all, where are the Rays getting the intestinal fortitude to play this well? I mean, it's not like they have,
Maybe it's a chip on their shoulder that their fan base don't care.
See, that's what I was going to say. They don't have a guy like Madden to Tai Chi it and whoa, 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 you know what I'm saying? Do all that fucking Aikido bullshit and, oh, you're mad about this? No, be mad about the fact that you're not even getting respected by your own fan base. Now let's go kick their ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
We'll have a parade and maybe somebody will show up.
Little kids in Tampa aren't requesting you hit a home run for them because they're dying, all right?
A home run? Shit. They can hit 2 home runs.
And kids with cancer in Tampa would give no shits.
Okay, in that case, they're going to hit
Whatever.
3.
Can I meet Jameis Winston?
Only if you got crab legs.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of former managers, I mean, we might as well talk about it. Joe Madden, see ya.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, the rumor is the Angels.
Which is, okay, first of all, we need to talk about that. I really wanted to talk about this with Todd, but other shit came up. What in the fuck? Who the fuck has Brad Awesomeness managed before the Tigers? I know the answer, but do you guys?
Wasn't it some team in the World Baseball Classic?
Mm-hmm. Guess what team?
Like Puerto Rico or some shit? No, I'm sorry. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Israel.
What the fuck?
It's like the world's Puerto Rico. Well, not really.
Well, unless the ghost of Hank Greenberg was going to come out of fucking retirement and Sandy Koufax was going to be their ace in their rotation, who the fuck is on Team Israel? And he didn't do shit in the World Baseball Classic. They hand him the keys to a fucking Maserati. And, I mean, it is fucking every option you can imagine. And they say, just fucking get it across the finish line. And that motherfucker bounces off of every wall and stalls 5 feet before the finish line.
Oh, he flipped it. Dude, he pulled like a Ferris Bueller with it.
That's what he did here in Detroit. He goes to the Angels. I don't know what the fuck they thought he was going to do out there. And now it's like, okay, who's going to give this fool? I mean, no, like, he seems like a really nice guy, but he seems clueless as a baseball manager. So who's going to give this fool his next chance that he doesn't deserve?
The Cubs. Who will replace Joe Madden?
Wasn't he a catcher?
Yeah.
I remember when he played here.
Yeah, he played for the Tigers, played for the Astros. He was one of those catchers that was the fucking quarterback of the team when he was behind the plate. He would direct traffic from behind the plate. You get over here, you get over here. I need you to, back this guy up, or you're going to play this far off a second. All this shit. He's got a good base. Just because you have a good baseball. By the way, stop eating your mic. I don't know what you're doing again, but stop it, Earl.
I was eating my mic.
Okay.
I just remember when he got the job in Detroit, I was like I was like the guy was the catcher in like '98, like that Brad Ausmus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. But anyways, I mean, Joe Madden helps the Cubs win the World Series.
First time in a century.
But wasn't it the last time they were in the playoffs? Was the year he won the World Series?
He's been there 5 years, and he's only missed it once in 5 years, and it was this year.
Oh, all right.
I mean, it's like, I get it. His contract's up, so it's not like they're firing him in the middle of the of a contract. But I mean, really, like I'm kind of to me, it's like, okay, well, Theo, boy wonder, why aren't you on the hot seat? You're the one that hired him. I mean, if 1 out of 5 seasons of missing the playoffs is enough to throw the manager to the wolves, why is the general manager bulletproof?
I was thinking about it I was thinking that, but then I thought about it like this. Theo Epstein brought in all the players he needed to win the World Series, brought in the manager that needed to win the World Series, won the World Series, and then got rid of everybody, and probably going to do it again.
I was going to point out Theo Epstein also has more championship rings than Joe Madden.
That's true too.
Here's the deal, though. He got the championship rings with Boston because Boston opened up the fucking checkbook. All right, he actually went and had to do some wheeling and dealing and make some hard fucking decisions and trim some fat with the Cubs. I mean,
he's done it both ways, then, right?
But here's
really the two ways you do it.
But I mean, they get rid of him out in Boston. They hand the keys to Dave Dombrowski, and they keep winning. You know what I'm saying? They finally ran up against it this year. So I mean, it's just like, here's the thing: is he a good general manager? Absolutely positive.
I wouldn't be pissed if he ended up. They were like, "Hey, the Tigers hired Joe Madden." I wouldn't be mad.
No, I'm talking about Theo Epstein.
Oh,
Theo Epstein.
If he was hired by the Tigers, I wouldn't be mad. If Joe Madden was hired by the Tigers, I would not be mad.
Same statement applies for Theo Epstein. I'd probably do a dance if we got Theo Epstein. Oh shit! I
kind of think that Theo is, because he was a general manager for 2 teams that had the longest droughts in the history of this sport, and he was at that, sitting in the general manager's office when they were broke. I think people kind of think that he's like, he ejaculates magic, and he still puts his pants on one leg at a time, folks.
It's pretty fucking impressive resume, as he was the GM of the teams who broke their curses. Like
I'm saying, you broke the curse of the Bambino, and then you go to Chicago, and break a century-old curse. Come on,
that's not nothing on your resume, man. I can understand why people think like that. He comes, like you said, he ejaculates rainbows wherever you go. He's like Ricky Bobby. He wakes up in the morning, he pisses excellence.
Well, what I'm saying is, and his next fucking manager hire better have them in the playoffs and better have them in the fucking World Series in the next 3 years.
Well, that's what I was trying to say, Rich, is I absolutely think that's what he's doing. He brings them in on a short-term deal, the players and the management, wins his championship, sends them down the road.
Your money's on the dresser, honey. I'm through with you.
Pretty much.
But, I mean, with so many other championship teams, Major League and other, what have they done since they left Chicago?
We make good love, but what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
But baby, I love you. What have you done for me lately?
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net.
A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online, so any small business can drive change or build an empire. We need a new generation of thinking. Your way of thinking. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net. It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
Squirrel, you might want to look at the updates.
Well, it's not really a squirrel. We are talking baseball.
That was 2 feet from being over the wall. It literally got stuck between the wall and the pad on the wall.
Is it over?
No. Got a man on third and second, top of the 10th. Or whatever. Yeah, top of the 10th. However, no outs. I'm sensing a butt down the third baseline.
Well, from everything I've read, though, as far as Detroit managers, they're sticking with Gardner. They want Gardner. They want him here. They think he's a good manager to help these young guys along.
He did so well his first season. I mean, why not, right?
Well, I mean, it's to me, it's kind of like when we talked about what is the fan base willing to suffer through? Like when we were talking about, not to jump the gun, but we did it, a couple episodes ago. Well, actually last episode, because the episode after that, the podcast Gremlins got to.
Lost episode.
But anyways, when we were talking about Harbaugh with Michigan, like, I'm of the opinion, just cut the cord now. Rip the bandage off. Take the hit. Understand you're going to be a bottom-tier Big Ten team for the next couple of years. Try to find the best hire you can, but ultimately understand that just because you hire somebody, if someone like Les Miles becomes available and he goes kind of interested, understand that whoever's in there is getting the boot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, them sticking with guards,
it's over. That's a grand slam. That is a grand slam.
It
is all over for Nationals. That is a base clearing home run. That is it, sir.
Dodgers, thanks for playing. Wah, wah.
My God, dude, that was it. Oh my God.
You sure about that? Because nothing is.
I'm 100% 7-3 Nationals. They're celebrating. I'm watching it now. Celebrating in the dugout, but they got the bottom of the 10th. They could tie it.
Yep. No. Yeah. It's 7-3. You're right. Okay. But they're in LA, so LA does get their last ups. My point is, if you're going to stick with a guy like Gardenhire, then you have to see something there. And are we supposed to believe that he's that much of a great manager when it comes to dealing with young players, not so experienced players? I mean, let's be honest, he kind of lost the clubhouse with that Castellanos shit this season. I mean, and it wasn't just Castellanos. Castellanos started bad-mouthing fucking Comerica Park as a hitter's park. which I mean is fair. I mean they've moved in the left field wall 2 times since 2000. I think it's 2 times. I know they put the bullpen out there the first time. The second time they moved it in a few more feet to make it more hitter friendly. But I mean, it wasn't just Castellanos to start bitching. Then you had Miggy start bitching about the dimensions of the park, which made me think, oh, you mean the park that you were playing in when you won the Triple Crown?
Yeah.
You know, the fact that you're still hitting for a decent average with no power, though. Usually it's the other way with power hitters. Usually their average plummets, but they can still fucking connect with the ball and send it almost, 470 feet.
I know I've probably asked this question before. How is there not a standard outfield size? Like, how is that allowed to vary?
Tradition in baseball, man. And I know that that's dumb to people who don't hold tight to tradition, but every park is unique. It makes you play differently.
Every park can be unique with the same size outfield.
True statement. Because the infield's the same. It's 90 feet to first, any park you go to.
No, nobody bitches about that. And the same size rink. Oh, it's the same size court. Oh, it's the same size field. Nobody bitches about that in the other 3 sports.
Because those other 3 sports decided very close to or at their inception that everything was going to be. It's going to be 100 yards. It's going to be the hoop is 10 feet from the floor. It's going to, well, every sport's changed a little bit over the years, because I was going to say your goalie equipment can only be so big.
Pads.
Yeah. Then I'm remembering goalie pads from the 90s, where I was like, these motherfuckers look like the Thing from the Fantastic Four and shit. Yeah, like what motherfucker's got a California King on each leg? Get the fuck out of here!
You stack up, you can lay down and cover the net.
Exactly. You got a 400-pound goalie. If he moves too quick, he'll have a heart attack. But he can just fucking stack the pads, and you can't get past them because the people in the 8th row up can't see over the pads as they're stacked.
Those pads were so big, the fucking goalie could literally hide behind them. He would sink his ass down, and all you saw was the pads, goalie mask.
See, but I mean, here's the thing. I think that back in the day, it was a lot different. When you had the Polo Grounds, where center field was 480 feet, but yet you could hit what would be a foul ball in any other park, and it would be a home run.
What was that, Rich?
I said when you had dead center was 480 feet at the Polo Grounds, but then you could hit a home run, but it would be a foul ball in any other park in baseball. That made playing at the Polo Grounds that unique. But these are parks that were built 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? What's the point now? Look at Houston's park. They got that fucking uphill thing in the middle of in center field with a flagpole and fair play. What is it? Is it Oakland? Is it Oakland or is it Wrigley Field? I can't remember, but it's either Oakland's stadium or Wrigley Field. The bullpen's in play.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I get it 100 years ago because, all right, there's going to be variation and this park's built this way, this park's built this way. But then now you have shit like the new Yankee Stadium, the house that Steinbrenner built, and he built a bandbox just so he can load up on left-handed hitters who could just put it in that fucking short porch in left field all day long. How's that fair? So I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, baseball changes slower than other sports, man.
Well,
historically they have.
Just so we're all clear, this Grand Slam homer would have been out of every single park because it went 410 feet straight out.
It was a no-doubter.
Oh, dude. He hit this a country mile, man. It was gone.
I hate to argue with you. Comerica Park dead center.
In at 420?
Yeah.
You got to be shitting me.
Dead. I'm not joking. 420 feet. And I believe so is Houston Stadium. Yeah. Like I said, Houston Stadium has a hill in center field.
Wow.
With a flagpole that used to, I don't know if it's still there, but the flagpole used to be in play. It was in the field. We're not talking it was over the wall. It was in the field. By the way, Tiger Stadium, 440 dead center. Yeah. So
That's Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds shit.
So when you think of the 6 or 7 guys who put home run balls on the roof of Tiger Stadium, Robert Fick, last at bat, Tiger Stadium, 71 All-Star game, Reggie Jackson. Yeah, those are motherfuckers that were like, yeah, they were putting in work at that plate, that at bat.
The second to the last baseball game I ever went to was at Tiger Stadium. Not Comerica Park, but Tiger Stadium. And I saw the Big Hurt, and he hurt me. And, yeah, I was upset about that.
You just wanted to get in there that you've been to Tiger Stadium.
No, I want to get in there that I've been to Tiger Stadium, and the Big Hurt hit a fucking home run. And I'm watching it, and I'm watching it,
Yeah,
and I'm watching it.
We all grew up in
And
Detroit. There ain't nothing. We've all been to Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, but the home run bounced off my chest.
Well, that you should have. You should have led with that. You're like, I saw the Big Hurt and he hurt me. It just sounds like you went and saw the Big Hurt and your team lost against him. Frank Thomas bouncing a baseball off your chest sounds far more interesting than how you originally said it. Just saying, man.
It fucking hurt. I went with one of my
Be
friends.
a storyteller,
like,
Ice.
Why did you fucking catch that? I'm sitting there trying to catch my breath and shit.
All right. Well, anyways, now that we've gotten to this part of the baseball discussion, I think it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Long story short, I wouldn't be surprised if Madden goes to the Angels. Angels got to do something. They have the most talented player of his generation. They have a generational player out there that they're just pissing away his fucking career.
Albert Pujols?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about Michelle Bass.
Yeah.
Okay.
People don't know who Michelle Bass is, but okay.
But it works because Michelle, female, and Bass, another type of fish. But anyways, yes, long story short, I wouldn't be shocked if he goes out there. And to be honest with you, Trout deserves to have a guy out there who wants to fucking win. If I was Mike Trout and they were like, okay, Mr. Player of your generation, here's your new manager, Brad Ausmus, I'd be like,
What? Yeah. Just leave.
you know, the only thing that he's going to do is give me competition for banging bitches at the bar after the game. This pretty boy motherfucker. That's all he's going to do. He ain't going to win us any more games.
Hey, you'd be a wingman.
Yeah, well, yeah, and ultimately Mike Trout can go, here's my ATM receipt. Whip out yours, Awesomeness. Awesomeness is like, no, I'll just keep mine in my pocket, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may be pretty, but you ain't pretty and got that in the bank.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
You aren't pretty with the biggest deal ever in sports.
But, yeah, so I wouldn't be shocked, and, hey, it makes sense. And even if Madden came out to Detroit, I don't think it's the right type of team for Madden at this point. I really don't, because this team doesn't have an identity. Who is this team? This team was defined this season by what it was attempting not to do, not what it did. It was attempting not to be the losingest team in the history of baseball. It was a team who was more defined by an irate player who the front office had talked down so much about trying to trade and made him sound like nobody wanted him. Yet he went to the Cubs and lit a spark under their ass. Oh, and by the way, had a career second half of the season out there. So,
playing just as much October baseball as the Tigers, though.
Yeah, but you see what happens when you go out to a team who actually hasn't thrown in the towel and accepted that they suck?
Yes.
You
get inspired.
Especially baseball. 162 games in 6 months. I mean, dude, that's day in, day out grind. And if you show up for spring training and the attitude is, we just don't want to finish dead last in the fucking major leagues.
Yeah, it's going to be a long year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's February to October. That's just regular season.
So, anywho, real quick, there's not
Hey,
much.
Rich, real quick,
Motherfucker.
what do you know about Sean Doolittle?
Conversation rapist strikes again.
I know. Just put the tip in. Just take the tip. I don't know. Give me more context. What sport are we talking about?
Okay, that's what you know. Great.
Okay.
He's the closer for Washington right now.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, dude. Todd's not on this show tonight. I can't tell you everybody who's in, fucking, I can't, in Baltimore's single A fucking, bullpen. It's just not, no, it's, I have other interests, like, I don't know, drinking
Girls.
40, smoking weed, and all types of ill shit.
Yeah.
Anywho, let's move on real quick to the NHL, because I just want to say real quick, there's some starts that have actually shocked me. You got the Sabres coming out undefeated. Wasn't expecting that. Granted, they've only played 4 games. They lost one in overtime. I mean, I guess it is a defeat, but I mean, undefeated in regulation is what I'm saying. Overtime loss to me is like, it's like a tie in football. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you really lose? Yeah, kind of depends. Where are you at in the standings? Well, they're at the top of the Atlantic Division, so, and they're on top of teams that they weren't supposed to be. And they're also sitting pretty with the most goals for out of anybody in the Atlantic Division. So, of course, their goals allowed is not that great. They only got a differential of 7. They got 18 goals for and 11 goals allowed. I don't know if they're going to be. You ain't going to be sitting at the top of any division playing like that all season long. And of course, let me get my homer shit out here. The Red Wings have been actually looking good, except for the third period of that game against Anaheim. But besides that, I'm shocked at how the Red Wings have come out. I fully don't expect them to keep it up. I fully don't expect them to make the fucking playoffs. But I'm telling you what. Yzerman came out, and I wouldn't be shocked if there was a closed-door meeting between Yzerman and that entire team. I mean, including the head coach, where he said, "Coach, go sit with the rest of the team." And he laid the law down and said, "I'm not here to beg you to play. You see what this says above this fucking door before you walk out to every game? Because I've been there. Well, not at Little Caesars, but I've been. I'm sure it says it still at Little Caesars, but I was in the Red Wings locker room. Ooh, and I saw what it said, that they walk out, and it says it right there, right through the fucking porthole they walk through. It says, to whom much is given, much is expected. In other words, you earned it being here. You ain't give it, you know what I'm saying? Get off your ass, prove me you want to be here. I wouldn't be shocked if you see a few major moves, not big name moves. He's not going to bring someone like, crazy in. He's not going to make that big blockbuster trade in the middle of the season. But I wouldn't be shocked if you see some more wheeling and dealing while Yzerman builds up that fucking defense, because that seems to be how he's building the team from the defense forward.
What about the goalie?
I think Howard's serviceable for now. I don't know what they're going to do at goalie. To be honest with you, I'm at an absolute loss here. I am at an absolute fucking loss, because they don't, as far as I know, they have no shining star coming up through their system. None whatsoever. And I don't know if Yzerman from the top down retooled their scouting department. Who am I to second guess the man? Because he's Steve Yzerman and he's done what he's done with teams that no one gave a fuck, with a team that, first of all, no one gave a fuck about when he went there, and that's Tampa Bay. And 2, he's taken over from a guy who is a fucking legend in NHL, which is Ken Holland, even though last few years in Detroit, we couldn't get him out of here quick enough. Excuse me. But I mean, if you look up like any list that says top 20 draft steals or diamonds in the rough in the draft. Minimum 3. You have 3 Red Wings players from the last 25, 30 years in that list. Lindstrom, Datsyuk, Zetterberg. I mean, we're talking guys that they pulled out of nowhere. Then you can add in Fedorov. You know what I'm saying? It could be between 3 to 5 guys depending on the list, depending on, who's making the list and putting the list out. That's a type of scouting department. Maybe there is a diamond in the rough they found to put between the pipes that I don't know about. Because to be honest with you, I don't follow hockey like that anymore. You want me to? Donate to ChristopherMedia.net.
Yeah. Rich can get the NHL center ice.
No, so Rich can go and watch minor league hockey games and shit, and this becomes his career.
Oh,
because I can't.
Rich said hit the subscribe option.
Yeah, I can't be Pat Caputo on fucking what I make. You know what I'm saying? If you want me to be this podcast Pat Caputo and know about every motherfucker who blows his nose in fucking
Grand Rapids,
Quebec Major Junior. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have some funding here. But I'm fine.
Game over.
So that's it. Nationals advance. See ya, Dodgers.
Bouncy, bouncy.
Man, they just can't get it done. They didn't even get to the World Series this year.
Oh.
Man, it's time to clean some house in the front office in L.A., in my opinion. But, sorry, we moved on to hockey.
All right, and then, yeah.
Well, the two things I got on hockey is I did get to watch a game, and the Philadelphia Flyers do have an up-and-comer. His name's Hart. Rich, when you get a second, fucking Google him. I don't give a shit. YouTube him. That kid.
Google him. I don't give a shit.
Well, I'm just saying because he can't watch the games. But that kid can play. He is a hell of a goalie.
Carter Hart, 21 years old. I would ID him if he came in and tried to buy gas for a car. He looks like a child.
Yeah, but he can play, man.
I'd ask him, what house at Hogwarts are you at?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, kid.
Hey,
go play Quidditch.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
What you think this is? Easy Rider? Get the fuck out of here. I'll keep an eye out for him. And just Blues picking up where they left off. Avalanche, as much as it hurts to say.
Is Brett Hall still hammered?
Brett Hall hasn't even begun to feel the hangover because he's been drinking every day since they won the cup. He's okay. Remember in Scrubs when they went to the doctor's convention and the chief of medicines were together?
Yes.
And they passed him, and then Turk said to JD, one of them are going to die. That's Brett Hall. Brett Hall's going to die. He's going to die soon from partying. He's acting like he won the cup in 2002 for 2 teams at the same time somehow. Like that he lifted the cup in a Red Wings jersey, ran to the locker room, changed to a Blues jersey, and raised it wearing a Blues jersey. Like seriously. So
don't forget raising it at Dallas Stars.
Well, yeah, but I let's be honest. I think the Blues one meant more than the Stars or the the Red Wings one.
Yeah,
let's just be honest here, because that was
Red Wings
that's
bought
that
cup.
And the Stars, but it probably goes the Blues winning the cup. No, it has to go. I'm wrong. It has to go the Stars because that was his first cup. Blues, Red Wings. That's the way I think it would go. But I would think it's 1A, 1B because that man could go to Dallas or come back to Detroit and would never buy a meal or buy a drink. Okay, because if Brett Hall's in the room, you're going to know it very soon. He is a very distinctive human being. Okay, from his voice to the way he commands a room. If you've ever been around a man, even in the littlest bit, you know that. But he went back to St. Louis. That's where his heart is. And let's not forget, he did play for the Flames. He was drafted by the Flames. And when's the last time he was in Calgary that he didn't have to be? So what's I tell you? But anyways, Avalanche. Avalanche are doing well. Hate to say that.
It is only the first
to
week.
cheer you up. Yeah, to cheer you up. Here in Wichita, we have a team. It's Wichita Thunder. I think it's the farm system for St. Louis Blues, actually. They're all the rage here. Wichita, Kansas is begging for a pro team.
Okay, so
What's
who
happening?
do you think is going to get moved out there?
I don't care. Matter of fact, I don't care which sport it is.
You get the Chiefs.
Oh, you're just talking about a pro team, period. Okay.
It could be hockey, baseball, basketball, football.
I get it. This was it's your squirrel moment for the hockey segment. I got you. Okay. Anyways, here's the more interesting thing as far as starts go. You got the Sharks winless, 0-4. And you have the absolute bullshit that happened with Evander Kane.
What, he put his hands on an official, something like that?
Yes. Okay, well, here it was a preseason game. He was slashed. He turned around to slash the guy back and basically take a slash at him and then drop the gloves. The official stepped in. The official got caught with the slash. The official grabbed Kane. Kane was too busy trying to go after the guy that slashed him. I cannot remember the player's name off the top of my head. Forgive me. And the official basically put his weight on him and pulled him down to the ice. So when they got back up, Kane shoved the official off him. They were talking, excuse me, giving him up to 10 games suspension in the regular season. I'm sorry, I'm of the opinion you get into the middle of two players who are fighting or getting ready to fight, and you're an official, you get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah, you need to start playing Duck, Duck, Goose up in that motherfucker.
Okay, until they outlaw fighting is allowed. Stop trying to stop it from happening. But they ended up giving him 3 games for physical abuse of the officials, and he criticized them and basically said he came out and said, I stand by what I said. And of course there's been a rivalry that has developed. It's gotten pretty heated between San Jose and Las Vegas. And Las Vegas trolled him by having him on the screen, and their tough guy Reeves made a few remarks about him, said he better hit the weight room if referees are taking him down that easy, that type of good shit. So to me it's like, okay, whatever, that's gamesmanship. The fact that you have refs jumping in the middle of it and then they're going to if you are playing a game where fighting is allowed. You go to get into a fight, ref jumps in the middle of it. Next thing you know, you're at the bottom of a pile on the ice. You get up, you just shove away the person who's closest to you. It happens to be an official, and they're talking 10 games. Wouldn't you be a little pissed? Like, what the fuck was he doing in the middle of this?
I would be livid. I'd be like, tell him how to play Duck, Duck, Goose.
Well, I mean, I'd be like, oh, you're going to give me 10 games? Let me give you a reason to give me 10 games.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah.
Let me do a 10-game offense if we're going down that road.
Next time I saw the official, I'd just whip my stick at his head. There you go. 10 games. Bye.
Pull a McSorley and shit. Swing for the fences. That bitch would have been out of the polo grounds. 481 feet.
There you go.
But
pull a young Bob Probert, fuck him up and knock his earpiece across the fucking rink.
Oh, that was Jim Kite and Joey Kosar.
No, it was Bob Probert.
No, that was Joey Kosar.
I'm going to believe you. I'm going to believe you.
I've just watched the fight like a week ago, man. Trust me. I'm a member of many, many Facebook pages that are all about hockey fights, and they've been counting down the best up till By the way, number 1 in like 4 of these pages, Craig Cox, Bob Probert. That fight that went for like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, that was a badass fight, though.
where it was just, I mean, blow for blow, and then Probert at the end got him by the back of the jersey and just 2 straight uppercuts to the face and just wham, wham.
Night Cox.
Yep. Rockabye, baby. You know what I'm saying? But, oh, God, it was so... Oh, when hockey was played by men. Well, it's still played by men. It's just they're not allowed to be men, but whatever. Yeah, look, man, obviously, as if you can't tell, if this is your first time listening to me talk about hockey, I'm not a fan of the pussification of the sport. Let them go. Fighting is what it is. Until I've come to this point. You don't want fighting in hockey, then outlaw it. And watch the seats be even more empty than they are already. There you go. That's all there is to it. All right. Hockey doesn't have a hook to bring people in if you take physicality out of the game. It's a low-scoring affair. All right. Ooh, but speed, really? If you watch the 2 fastest soccer teams play each other, how exciting would that be for you? But they're fast. Well, they run really fast.
Until we do the... we have a league where we try to do but the fundamentals. It's called the WNBA. It's been around for 20 years. It loses money every year, and nobody cares.
Yeah, they just had their championship game.
Anybody know who won?
A woman's team.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, a woman's team won. That's all I know.
Barks. Anyways. Hockey.
Wait. Is Lambier the coach of that team?
No, it was some black lady who got fired for saying the N-word.
Oh, because Lambier's won a whole lot in WNBA, which it always cracks me up every time the Pistons are looking for a new head coach. They're like, call Lambier. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, because that's the WNBA success there is going to translate to the NBA. Yeah. Okay. But anyways, oh, God.
Is Thornton still on the Sharks?
Yeah, they signed him to a 1-year deal, I believe. This is pretty much this is it. He's either win with us or bye-bye.
I'm just saying that 0-4.
Look, it's nice to get off to a good start. It really is. You don't want to get off to a start like the fucking Red Wings had. What was it, 11 or 2-11 last year? It was ridiculous. That's not good for a team who's looking to make a deep playoff run. But I'm not selling the Sharks short just yet. I'm just not. But I mean, I'm going to say right now, I mean, I'm not going to declare them out of the playoff picture 4 games into a fucking 82 game season.
Yeah, ice.
But I will say this, a 5 goals for versus 17 goals allowed, a minus 12 goal differential, that's a problem.
A little bit.
That's a problem. Yeah,
I'm just saying
that.
Him still being on San Jose is like Jaromir Jagr, Mario Lemieux, Penguins move.
Thornton is he's one of the last of
players.
He was the tail end of the what would now be considered the old guard.
The old guard, yep.
You know, he was the new guy, but he wasn't part of the new guard. To me, the new guard started post 2000s lockout, and I mean it started in earnest with, just to be honest with you, with Crosby. It changed the game. That's when the game changed to the game that we have now. All right, for better or for worse, it is what it is. There's no point in bitching about it. There's going to be plenty of season to do that. 4 games in, you know, for the most part, it's just it is what it is. But Joe Thornton is a throwback, and there's not many of those guys left. And look, as long as a team is willing to give him a contract, and he feels he can get out there and add something to that team's chances to win, I'm willing to root for the guy. Not that, I mean, it's never like he was like one of my favorite players, but he's just a tough old bastard, man. He's out there at 40, 41. You know what I was doing at 41? Taking odds on whether I was going to make it to 42 from my family members. Okay? From people that are blood. All right? My friends were like, no, you ain't making it to 42. I already knew where they stood. You know, so just saying. Let him play. It's okay. Worst come to worst, you know, he'll finish his career with a whimper, not a bang. And T.S. Eliot will say, I told you so. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all I got right now. To be honest with you, it's so early in the season, and there's no point in getting into the minutia of certain hockey stories because, to be honest with you, only a hockey podcast would give a fuck about that. Only people that would listen to an exclusively hockey podcast would give a fuck. So
Canadians.
By the way, oh, what? We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Sporgy.
ChristopherMedia.net.
A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online so any small business can drive change or build an empire. Because old ideas aren't cutting it anymore. This new year, we need a new generation of thinking, your way of thinking. So whatever you have in mind that will help make a different future, find everything you need to get started at GoDaddy.com. Because the future isn't decided yet. It's still ours to win. Start different at GoDaddy.com. A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online so any small business can drive change or build an empire. We need a new generation of thinking, your way of thinking. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net.
A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online so any small business can drive change or build an empire. Because old ideas aren't cutting it anymore. This new year, we need a new generation of thinking, your way of thinking. So whatever you have in mind that will help make a different future, find everything you need to get started at GoDaddy.com. Because the future isn't decided yet. It's still ours to win. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
Well, did we talk about that on air, or was that just pre-show? About what the fuck is Atlanta the new cursed sports town?
No, we haven't talked about that yet.
Real quick, because I was only giving them credit for a few things. One, take away that one championship the Braves won in the 90s, and that is just a decade of disappointment for Atlanta Braves fans. Two, they were so bad. Their hockey team was so bad, they left the country and went to Canada. And then Chris pointed out, wait a minute, they didn't do that just once with the Thrashers moving back to Winnipeg to become the Jets. They did it beforehand with the Atlanta Flames moving to Calgary.
They sure did.
When you run two professional sports teams out of the country twice, you choke away the biggest lead in Super Bowl history. You know what I'm saying? Like the worst choke in Super Bowl history. What is it? Like that's. Do you remember the Monday Night Miracle on Monday Night Football? And the Monday Night Miracle at the Meadowlands with the Jets and the Dolphins, where Jumbo Elliott scored the fucking. He lined up as a receiver in 2000. Do you remember that game, Chris or Earl?
I do.
You do? I mean, like, everybody was leaving the Meadowlands before halftime. And, like, Jason Taylor was like, bye, don't come back. And then by the time they got out of the parking lot and turned the game on, the Jets were making such a comeback. The Meadowlands reversed their policy of no readmittance and started letting fans back in. And they came back and won that game. It was look it up on YouTube, folks. That's all I'm gonna say. They call it the Monday Night Miracle at the Meadowlands for a reason. I don't think their deficit was as big as the deficit that New England overcame to beat the Falcons.
It wasn't.
That's what I'm saying.
28-3 at the end of the third quarter in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you lose?
And then we got to talk about the Hawks, which we were batting back and forth pre-show. Hawks ever won a championship in our lifetime? Nope. Been to the finals? Not that we know. Been to the conference finals? Nope. Damn. When's the last time they were in the playoffs and anyone was excited? And Chris goes, Dominique. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, Wilkins, what is that? Like, that's when Sinbad had HBO
30 years
specials.
ago?
Yeah. People were excited about Sinbad's new HBO special coming out last time. Dominique Wilkins was brought up with anybody excited about the fact.
Ain't Ted Turner had to buy him a World Series in the mid-'90s. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, but what a hell of a Braves team, though. Oof.
Yeah, great.
Look,
20 fucking years ago.
I'm just saying. All right.
The Chipper Jones days are over.
Buffalo, Cleveland. Well, you got to take Cleveland off that list now. They got their championship.
Cleveland?
Yeah. Fucking stupid ass fucking 30 for 30. You know, HBO did that reverse the curse or the curse of the Bambino before the 2004 season. And the Red Sox go on to win the World Series in 2004 in the fashion they did. And they re-edited the ending and changed the name and called it Reverse the Curse of the Bambino and released it after the World Series in 2004. ESPN does a 30 for 30 called Believe Land. And fucking LeBron wins a fucking NBA championship after they put it out. And they re-edit the end and put out the new version of that 30 for 30.
We need to get to work on a Detroit Lions documentary immediately.
Exactly. Why the bad
I'm
boys?
grabbing a camera. I'm on my way.
Yeah. Earl's he's pricing out tripods.
Seriously, man. Come on, guys. You did a Bad Boys documentary. You did a 10-year war documentary. You know, I'm surprised there hasn't been a 30 for 30 about the fucking Michigan Appalachian State game and all the nonsense surrounding that before now. It's time for a Detroit Lions one.
Let's get one on that 0-16 team. It's been 10 years this year. Let's go.
No, see, you're fucking up. You're thinking like a Lions fan. You're thinking like a Lions fan, Chris. You just want to concentrate on when they sucked the worst. You have to concentrate on how they've sucked since 1957. The entire body of suck.
Yes.
Because that's the only way to break the curse.
We won a championship. It just wasn't called the Super Bowl at the time we won it.
Yeah, there wasn't even an AFC. There was the NFL.
Yeah.
And the AFL. Was the AFL even around in 57?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so, I mean, it's like... By the way, for you really young people, just so you understand, even the first handful of Super Bowls, I think until, Super Bowl III, the Joe Namath Super Bowl, pro football played second fiddle to college football by a lot. Like, a whole lot. Like,
well, I mean, that was all the way through until probably the 80s, Rich.
Like I said, my family wasn't at all about pro football. They were all about Big Ten football. It was a very regional sport.
No, I'm almost sure of it. Until about the 80s, right after the Raiders, and then the entering of the Bears, and the end of the 80s with the 49ers and the Cowboys. Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. You had the Steel Curtain in the 70s. You had...
Yeah, but that didn't... It still played second fiddle to college. You know, people... No, I'm not saying people didn't watch it. I'm just telling you that it played second fiddle to college.
Oh, I got you. Okay, fair enough. I got you.
But then it started hitting national television, and people started following it like they do today, but right about 1980s.
Well, all you have to remember is one of the first, I think it was within the first 5 years of the Super Bowl, they preempted the last 5 minutes of a tie game in a Super Bowl to show Heidi on network television.
Wow. I would be so pissed. I would be so pissed if they did that now.
This is back in the day where you ain't calling anyone who's at the game on their cell phone. You're not hopping online to get live updates. Yeah. You're not turning on the radio. you got to wait till the next day to read how the game ended in the box scores in the fucking newspaper.
I would be so mad.
Yeah.
But I mean, also that's why college is on Saturday and NFL is the rest of the week. Because I mean, even till today, down here in the South, people love their Cowboys and all that good shit and the Chiefs and shit. But they still love their college. You don't talk about the Chiefs and the Cowboys and everything on Saturday. You talk about one thing.
Oklahoma.
College.
No, absolutely, dude. You go down to certain parts of Tennessee, where my family's from. There's only one thing you talk about when you talk about football, except for Sunday for a 3-hour period. Then you talk about the
Titans,
the semi-pro football team they have, and then the rest of the week is reserved for real football.
The Vols,
and that's how they'll tell you. They will tell you flat out. We watch real football down here. And it's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. All right. So
they did produce one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
It's true. The
Peyton
Sheriff.
Manning.
And the shittiest T-shirt of all time.
Ever.
a T-shirt that looks like it was designed by Greta Thunberg and co-signed by David Hogg.
Like, that kid should have got made fun of for that T-shirt.
It's the softest T-shirt of all time. How dare you?
Yeah, and then people were like, "Oh, we got bullied." Like, what's lost in this is he should have got bullied. If that T-shirt wasn't made in the classroom, he would have got bullied because he was in Florida wearing a Vols T-shirt. He would have got shit talked about him if it was a fucking $50 T-shirt. If he's if he's wearing a Vols replica jersey, he would have gotten shit talked about him.
Yes, because let me tell you, as a Michigan fan who moved down to Florida in 1986, when I went to school, and the interrogation started, who's your sports teams? And I said I'm from Detroit, and they figured out that I didn't watch pro football. It instantly went to, who do you watch college football? And I said, yeah, go blue. And oh boy.
And that's when the fight started.
Then he got his teeth kicked in, yeah.
No, I still got all my teeth, but I had to fight to keep them. I'm just saying. Yeah, because you were either in the 80s in Florida, you were either most likely you were a Canes fan, especially in 86, or a Seminoles fan, and then you had, if you were from North Florida, or you were my uncle who went to Florida, you were a Gators fan. And that's it. There was no Florida International. None of that shit.
No UCF.
No UCF.
Nope.
I mean, we're already there. Should we just? Should we?
Well, we do have to talk about this NBA shit with China. I mean, we do need to touch on that, don't we?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, my take on it really is the NBA is not the government. They can tell whoever they want to say whatever the fuck they want. Like, they're private business. The First Amendment protects you against the government censoring you. The NBA is not the government. I don't know why everyone's all up in arms. The NBA, there's a whole bunch of people over there, they want to watch the NBA. If they don't want to piss them off, it is their right.
But they're not worried about pissing off potential fans. They're worried about pissing off the government of China.
So they don't get scrubbed from the internet when they're thinking John Oliver?
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the scary things about this. Like, we bitch about nonsense compared to what people in North Korea and China have to deal with. Mm-hmm. People in Hong Kong are dealing with. Hey, by the way, do you understand that you have, and this will be brought up on Unregimented. Oh, yes, it will be. You understand you have Antifa, who are self-proclaimed anarchist and communist, who are now rooting for straight up people wanting democracy and capitalism in Hong Kong. And they're doing it without a hint of irony. Why? Because they're the underdogs against the big government.
Yeah.
Which just goes to prove to you, these people are not about their fucking beliefs. They're not about their ideals. They're about always siding with the underdog. It's It's like wearing a Ramones t-shirt and you can't name me 3 songs that weren't singles. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's wearing the Anarchy t-shirt.
That's my problem with this. Yeah, I got a big fucking problem with the NBA, who made their fucking bones and just signed a $14 billion fucking contract in television contract in the U.S. in 2014, and stands to sign one in 2023 that's going to double that. That's just the U.S. acting like we need to kiss China's ass. No. You need to kiss China's ass, not because you care about, let's stop this bullshit that you care about viewership in China, because you ain't got a Yao Ming right now to draw in that China viewership. You know what you care about? You don't want to piss off the China because they have 110 Nike factories and 11 factories that produce the products that the Nike products are made out of in China. That's the apple cart you don't want to upset.
Yeah, never really thought about that.
So don't sit here and try to act like it's... And by the way, anyone who takes a fucking stand against the NFL because of mistreatment of people by police, and I kneel with Cap and all that shit, yet you'll do shit for the NBA. Do you understand how shitty people in China are treated by Nike, who sponsors everything, to the tune of like... Nike makes more than the NFL and the NBA combined. Adidas is a close second. I think if you combine the NBA and the NFL, they make more combined than Adidas does. Then it goes the NFL, then it goes the NBA. All right. It's all about money. Don't act like it's fucking about, well, we're just trying to get the most viewership and we're trying to be as open and bring our product and spread peace and joy amongst it. No, fuck you. Fuck you. You don't want to upset the apple cart. That's what pisses me off. And I'm sorry, but at a certain point, the NBA wouldn't exist and China couldn't give birth to the NBA that we know it. China couldn't give birth to Nike as we know it.
Well, I mean, the Nets would be 7 feet. It changed the game.
Like, oh my, he dunk way big, yeah. Way big, General Sao big. Yes, he dunked like fat American at Chinese buffet big. Yeah. Oh wow. But no, all bullshit. That's fuck you. And then for the 76ers to throw out people who are holding up pro Hong Kong signs and go, well, people were complaining about it. It's a 76ers fucking preseason game. No one was complaining about it because no one was there. Stop it.
Just another thing for people to virtue signal over. I'm
they
bored.
Were saying, they said they threw them out for causing a disturbance, not for the signs.
You're boring me, American public. Like this I know I sound like the ultimate sports hipster right now, but yawn. Like, this is just another thing for people to beat their chests over and show support. And I stand with blank.
This is
that's out there. That's how I feel about it.
I mean, you got the wrong one with me, because I mean, if I can figure out a way to run fucking all these quote unquote assault weapons that we're trying to get rid of in this country over to Hong Kong, okay, go take you some fucking freedom. Their human rights are being absolutely violated.
Rich is going to be a freedom fighter.
All bullshit aside, fuck that, man. Look, man, just because I disagree with a person's, just because I may disagree with aspects of a person's lifestyle or political beliefs doesn't mean I think they should be treated as less than human. And when you start treating one group as less than human and taking their human rights away from them because you would disagree with their political views, don't ever fucking make the mistake of thinking that's going to stop with that group. It's not. Eventually, you will be on the chopping block. Now, I'm sorry, I'm getting all serious about this shit, but it's something I feel passionate about.
No.
For the NBA to have a mealy-mouth fucking limp dick attitude towards this, okay, you know what the NBA should say? Look, here's the deal. Our players can say what the fuck they want about China. If China don't like it, then China can ban them from coming into their fucking country. By the way, LeBron doesn't like the shit that's going on. I guess you're just going to have to take the hit for that preseason game that LeBron ain't going to be at. Huh, China? And watch China shut the fuck up, because that you know why? Because ultimately they may hate us fat ass Americans, but they love our fat ass American dollars, don't they?
do.
So shut the fuck up, Sim Chong Chong, and fucking suck it. Because you know what? That's all you fucking are there for. Their government can suck my ass. Fuck that. And don't think I'm on some fucking America, because a lot of our government can suck my ass too. I got plenty of ass to go around to be sucked. Trust me.
One cheek for one government, another cheek for the other.
And I got the asshole for all the politicians I think are full of shit. And trust me, my asshole's going to be fucking sparkling clean by the time that fucking mount gets done licking it.
Human centipede.
Line forms to the left. I put this China debacle of the NBA right there with Cap. You know, somebody who's mixed into sports does something everybody else is like, oh, my God in heaven. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Chris and I will agree on this. NBA is just like the NFL. It's a business. And yes, Rich, it's all about the money. And if you do shit to hinder that, say it.
Then good. Admit it's about the money. Take your bullshit, feel-good, family, touchy-feely commercials off the air. And just admit, just like the NFL needs to admit, that they don't give a fuck that they have people who run drugs, kill people, beat their children, beat their wives, beat their girlfriends, attempt to kill their fucking children, playing for them.
Rape people 3 times, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Here, hold this knife.
As long as they're good at the sport that they're being paid for. And if you say, and if they're, you know what? Because that's all I want. Just stop pissing on our legs. And when we go, hey, man, you want to aim that fucking baby inchworm of a cock you're pissing on me with the other way? They go, no, I'm not pissing on you. It's raining. Fuck you. I'm not stupid. Stop pissing on our legs and fucking tell me it's raining. I'm done.
Well,
just stop.
The big problem with China right now is they're banning the Euro NBA. And Yao Ming's in charge of that. So
well,
he's our Chinese ambassador of the NBA.
Apparently, Yao Ming is highly upset that certain players have, you know, tweeted out their support of Hong Kong. Yet, I don't think there's any video or audio of Yao Ming saying that. Shocking, I know. So to me, I'm just like, oh, is this more propaganda and bullshit being shoved down our throat in the name of fucking keep the money flowing? Keep the factories open? I mean, if it is, fucking say it. Just say it.
Well, I mean, that's what the big problem is, Rich. He said what he said about Hong Kong, China, and everything else. And now China wants to ban the Euro NBA. Why is that a problem? Because there's a lot of money to be had there.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of money to be had as is. And if you're if you're looking for constant growth, you're going to hit a point where you just everyone who can be exposed to your product has been exposed to it, and the people who are going to take interest in it are interested in it, and the people that aren't won't.
Right.
What do you do then? What do you do then?
What I'm saying is when Cap took a knee, all right, it affected viewership. Politicians got involved. People were like, oh, I ain't watching this right now. So much so that you can't even watch the national anthem be sang at any NFL game ever on TV. They don't do it. They go to commercial. All right. And that was just affecting the viewership here in this country. What this guy said affected the entire fucking league in the other country. The most populated country in the world now said, Euro NBA, fuck you.
Okay, great. Wonderful.
Because of one thing that the guy said. So.
And the NBA, like a bunch of bitches, said, oh, that almighty fucking dollar is more important than our morals. Then never take it.
The NBA turned Asian for a minute. The NBA was like, so sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Then don't ever talk to me about taking a moral stand against anything. I don't want to see any fucking NBA commercials about, you know, any type of social justice. Just stop. Just admit you're a whore. Admit you're a fucking whore. And I can treat you like the whore you are.
And this is a very good time to bring up your post about a certain singer, Rihanna.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she said she wouldn't do the Super Bowl halftime show because she didn't want to be considered a sellout. Like,
because of what they did to Kaepernick.
Well, yeah. First of all, aren't you involved in the music industry? That that ship has sailed a long time for you there, Rihanna. It's about yeah, okay. Which part of artistic integrity was the Umbrella song about? Which part of artistic integrity is make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world, or fucking whatever, or shine bright like a diamond? The fuck out of here. It's not about, you can give all your money back then. You said in the article, she said that she believed that organization has a problem. Well, you know what? There might be some overlap in the Venn diagram of people who like that organization and your music, so give them their money back. That money's tainted.
I read that and I was like, you're half a step away from being the next Lauryn Hill. Shut up.
Well, look, I'm going to say this. I don't give a fuck about Rihanna one way or the other. Don't care about her as an artist. Don't care about her opinion as a political commentator. If you're in the music industry and you're talking about being a sellout, unless you are like Fugazi, you can shut the fuck up. Unless you're putting on $6 shows, $6 shows, taking losses, doing it yourself, touring in a fucking in a Ford Econoline, moving your own equipment, or your friends who you pay out of your fucking profits are moving the equipment. Unless you're living that lifestyle and you're in the music industry, you can shut the fuck up.
Everyone gets to do a duet with Jay-Z on their second album.
Well, I mean, between that and, Love the Way You Lie, there's her two, that's boom. Umbrella and that song, there's her crossover hits.
I faced real life issues on race and nationality and all that shit here in Wichita. The one thing that's become common thread for me in the NBA and the NFL, in real life, everyday life, is race isn't an issue until somebody thinks they can get something from it. You will pass a guy 20 times who's a different race. The minute you would fuck up and he's like, oh, I can get that. Now you're a racist and he's offended, and it's been like this all 20 times. And
that's the environment that's been created.
Right. I mean, everything was fine in the NFL. And then one player said, you know what? I'm going to take a stand and I'm going to do this. And then all hell broke loose in the NFL. Everything was fine in the NBA. And somebody was like, you know what? That shit overseas is terrible. All hell's broke loose in the NBA. Everything's fine until somebody thinks they can get something.
Stay in your lane, everybody.
For reals.
I think that's what we're getting at.
How'd The Rock say it? Know your role and shut your mouth.
I think you're right. China might be the NBA's kneeling for the anthem this season. Cool. Can't wait to talk about this every week for the next 6 months.
No, I think Adam Silver's got a pretty good hold on this. I don't think we're going to talk about this for even a month.
Well, it seems to be the thing of the week.
Yeah, but he's got a pretty good handle on it. I think he's going to make it go away.
Oh, we'll see. All right, anything else in the NBA before we shift it into the football gear?
No, it's just like football season. We got to wait and see.
Yeah.
A lot of moves.
Well, yeah, it hasn't even started yet. It starts in what, next week?
Yeah, here shortly.
You'll see if Bron gets him a title in L.A.
I will bet you here and now on the podcast, LeBron is not even going to make the finals.
Will he make the playoffs? Because he missed them last year.
He might.
You're throwing the might in there, huh?
It would be hard as hell, dude. He's in the league now with L.A. and L.A. Clippers. Okay, not the L.A. Lakers, but the L.A. Clippers, who have Paul George and last year's Finals MVP winner.
And my retort to that
and
would be
the Warriors.
The Cleveland Browns.
The Warriors.
The Cleveland Browns looked great in the offseason. How are they looking now?
Okay, Warriors.
Yeah, well, they're the Warriors. They got the hardware to prove it.
So it's a maybe he'll make the playoffs. That's a hard test to pass. I mean, it really is. Not just those two teams. Then you got the Houston Rockets with Fear the Beard, CP3, and now Russell. That's going to be hard. Porzingis in Dallas, that cracks me up. That's a waste of talent. So that's nothing. You still got to see how the phenom Zion is going to do in Pelicans.
So So you're right. Maybe Bron sits home this year.
Well, all he has is him and Anthony, dude. It's a great tandem, but that's all he's got. You need 3 minimum.
Yeah, they were going to have Boogie Cousins. Oops.
Yeah, no shit. Get their other leftover trash, the other leftover trash from the Warriors being McGee.
All right. Shall we move into football?
I think Rich went to smoke.
I think we could start and you pick up where we're at.
I'm just saying, Chris, with all the moves that have been made, it feels, and even the NBA seems to have moved on past LeBron. Because anytime you would listen to a conversation about NBA, it was King James that, King James this, the team of King James. And now it's like Warriors, LA Clippers, Houston, blah, blah, blah. And then, and, LeBron's still in LA.
You sure about that? Because I watched a ton of stories of the first week of the NBA playoffs last year, a ton of stories about how LeBron was not playing. I don't think the NBA has moved on from him quite yet, sir.
No, I'm pretty sure that all the rage right now is the Finals MVP and how he's going to look in a Clippers uniform and what the Clippers are going to do with him.
All right, we'll agree to disagree on that one.
Okay.
I mean, LeBron's the face of the league.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He used to be.
I want proof otherwise.
You just don't hear about him anymore.
What are you talking about?
The 4-letter network does not talk about LeBron James like they used to. It's a fact, Chris.
Okay, prove it. You just said it's a fact. You have to provide proof.
I'll provide proof. Go to the ESPN website, go to NBA, and find LeBron James. Find a story about LeBron James.
Wow. This is your scientific method?
It used to be everywhere. It was on commercials.
It will be in a week. When the season starts,
we'll see.
He is the face of the league. Everything you're saying right now is based on your opinion.
Kawhi Leonard is the new face of the league, up and coming.
Okie dokie.
Between him and the fucking Warriors, LeBron is through.
Alrighty. We'll let you think that.
We'll see as it starts. Calling it. Ice. Right over here.
You just said it was a fact and you can't provide proof for it. It's all opinion.
No, fact. Many years running, you could go to NBA.com, you could go to ESPN, go to NBA, and see LeBron this, LeBron that.
And you're going
LeBron
to, and you
bought
still
a new pair of shoes.
All summer, all you did was hear about him and his fucking retarded Taco Tuesday all fucking summer.
You have to look for a story about LeBron at this point.
Again, this is all based off of your opinion. This is you hoping that's happening.
Folks,
you said it was a fact.
Go to the website.
You said it was a fact. I want your proof.
Go to the websites. There's your proof. Go to the websites. It used to be the first front page news. Now you have to look for it. It's there. I'm not saying it's not there, but it's not the first name on their list anymore.
Everything you just said is your opinion.
Okay, it's my opinion then.
All right.
Well, now that we've established difference between opinion and fact.
Yeah.
All right. So we ready to move on from the NBA?
Yeah. I've been ready.
My weekly LeBron rant is gone.
Yeah. All right.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, 2 legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net. It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, 2 legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net. It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at betonline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at betonline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit betonline.net today. Bring the game home at betonline.net.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
So Michigan versus Ohio versus Iowa. What do you guys think?
It's like I said in the pre-chat. This is a game. You can do it your way, Chris, by stats, or my way by watching the game.
Yeah, stats. The actual results of your performance.
Or watch the game. Because either one will tell you that Michigan defense came out. They were pissed. Are they going to take a title, or are they going to? I don't know. I don't care. Michigan and Iowa. Michigan's defense came out with something to prove, and they proved it the entire fucking game. That Iowa quarterback could not stay standing.
Okay, well, great. Wonderful. They're not going to do that against Penn State. They're not going to do that against Ohio State. So what does it matter? On top of it, the offense ain't going to score enough, even if they did hold them down like that against those two teams. Iowa plays a ball control, hold the ball type football. They're not a high-scoring, high-flying type team, okay? Stop the run, get the ball back. What did Michigan's offense do when they had the ball?
Fuck up.
Jack and shit. And both of them had left town.
No, they completely fucked up. I'm 100 with you there.
And then you got Harbaugh sitting there in the post-game press conference talking about, well, I'm seeing signs of improvement, and we're getting there. Getting where with the offense? Yeah. Talk about the offense, by the way. Wait, really, where are we getting with the offense? Nowhere. There's nothing to talk about, man. I'm glad the defense held down a team that doesn't score a lot of points to not scoring a lot of points. Congratulations. That's not going to fucking cut it. The point is that Harbaugh continues to live on the fact that most Michigan fans are fucking retarded. That's all there is to it. Because they see a win over, an overtime win against a team like Army, or a win against Rutgers, and they go, we're back. Where the fuck? No. Motherfucker, your luggage ain't even fucking left for the first part of your trip, let alone for it to come back with you. You're not back anywhere. You haven't even left the terminal yet. Right? This is just, it's a joke. To be brutally honest with you, I don't know why we're talking about Michigan. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, win a game, and they did it like shit against a team that they should have handled a lot easier than they did.
I'm with you on the offense. Patterson needs to go somewhere. Go transfer out the way you transferred in, son. You are not the answer he was looking for. All right. They only went on a big play once, completed the pass. First sign indicator. Why didn't you do it again? Their running backs are meh at best. They have two great wide receivers. Peoples-Jones is a bad man, and Bell. Those two in the NFL, I'll guarantee you, are going to get drafted high and play at a high level. But they need a quarterback. Patterson's not it. Now, all of that said, if the defense comes out and plays every game the way they played that game, I got no qualms with that team, man. Holy shit, you got to see it.
Sounds an awful lot like last year.
I got qualms with that team. I got qualms with the fact that the head coach wasn't brought in and turned him into a defensive powerhouse that wins by a fucking handful of points, that wins by a touchdown or a field goal. He was supposed to come in and be the quarterback whisperer when it's been very much proven that he lucked into Andrew Luck, no pun intended, and he benched Alex Smith and put Colin Kaepernick in a system that Kaepernick could excel in.
Right.
Neither of those things mean he's an offensive or quarterback guru. He's not.
No. And brass tacks, truth being told, we got the wrong Harbaugh. One has a championship, one doesn't.
Yes, and at this time last year, they were talking about, well, John Harbaugh survived the season in Baltimore. They ain't talking that shit now, a year later, are they?
He knows how to make a move.
And not the most popular moves.
Not his moves get shit done.
I think that's the difference in the Harbaugh brothers. Jim Harbaugh is about Jim Harbaugh. John Harbaugh is about, how do I win? I'm sorry, I'll take the latter over the former any day.
John Harbaugh knows how to get rid of a white suit. Or was he not the coach then?
Coach of
Ravens.
Oh, shit. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I mean, he's been coach at least since, 2012?
Oh, yeah, no, the white suit was in like 99. Yeah. Unless he's been the coach in Baltimore for 20 years. Yeah, I don't think that's likely.
That was Brian Billick.
Yes.
Billick. Yes.
And I mean, I'm just going to say this. I've already shit on my own team. So, Sparty, if you think I'm going to fucking take it easy on you, you got the wrong one. You did exactly what I thought was going to happen.
They are to be shit on.
And
they got Wisconsin this week. Have fun with that.
Look, here's the deal. It's time to stop with the, Ohio State has an interim head coach. They don't have the head coach that they're going to go for, et cetera, et cetera. The reality is that program is a lot closer to being in the national championship talk than any other program in the Big Ten year in, year out. And it's time to stop bullshitting ourselves.
They're number 3.
And I'm not saying that Michigan State is garbage. I've given D'Antonio more respect than I think 99.9 to infinity U of M fans have ever given him respect. But the truth is, I don't think this is an opinion. This isn't fact because I can't back it up. See how that works, Ice? It's just my opinion. He doesn't run a crooked ass fucking program, so he's not going to be able to compete with someone like Ohio State, on Ohio State's terms.
So it's a fact until somebody proves you wrong. So
no, it's my opinion until someone proves me right. See how that works? It's my opinion until someone proves me right. My opinion happens to go along with the MSU slappy in our town, Mike Valeni, programs who are year in, year out in the talk of a national championship are crooked programs. Somewhere down the line, you cannot win without cheating on the timelines. Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, USC for a time, Notre Dame for a time, the Canes, multiple times, Florida. I mean, we
Seminoles.
keep going.
Do this all day.
Yeah.
However, just a quick break. That might be changing with the pay to play. Just saying.
Well, right now it's not pay to play. It's players can make money off their own likeness.
Like, we need to get that out of our heads. Like, everyone keeps acting like they're instituting a salary system in college football. No, it's if they put you on the cover of the program and use you to get people into the stadium that perhaps you don't get to do it for free. You would get to make money like any other person would if they hired a professional model to take a photo of and put on the cover of the program. They would pay that person. You're allowed to make money now if they do that for you if you're on the football team.
In the state of California, if you play a college sport in the state of California, you can sign an autograph and charge someone for it and not violate your eligibility to play.
Right.
That's it.
The bill is called pay to play. That's the only reason I call it pay to play. Anyways, if that passes, that passed there, it's also might be passing very soon in other states, i.e. Florida, looking at you, because they're wanting to start that in 2020. California wants to start it in 2023. If Michigan and other places start having that...
Oh, there's already a federal law being written.
Right. So if that comes about, then, dirty programs will become legit. And then it's, do you want to sit down there in the heat of fucking Alabama?
Yeah, because it comes with Alabama pedigree. Absolutely, I would. Hey, do you want to be a part of a team that's won the national championship like a dozen times in the last 20 years? Yes.
But that's only because they were quote unquote dirty.
So what?
Wait. I just realized he quoted the opening line from Let It Rock by Bob Seger. You want to be in the heat of Alabama, working on the railroad, swinging a steel hammer?
Fucking musicians.
Well, look, right now it's in California alone. It's not a federal bill. It's not nationwide. When it goes nationwide, we can sit and talk about the ramifications. Now is it started in California. Someone got their foot in the door. That's what we need to talk about. Now when it spreads to nationwide, or when more states are passing laws like this or considering passing laws like this than aren't, then we'll have something to talk about on a national level. And here's what I know. College football programs, college basketball programs aren't going to sit idly by and let California suck up all the best recruits because they're allowed to make money off their likeness because they went to a college in California. But you can't in Alabama or Oregon or Michigan. The minute they start seeing the best recruits flock to a state that allows them to make money off their own likeness, believe me, the right money will find the right hands and the laws will change.
If USC and UCLA just start dominating everything.
That's what I was thinking. A resurgence of the Trojans.
The Trojans just win all the football. The Bruins win all the basketball. What's going on?
Duh.
Well, all right. Let's talk pro football here.
Yeah, Lions didn't lose. Woohoo! Second place, baby.
Well, let's
Ty's helping us right now.
Let me start with this. Do you think Aaron Rodgers stuck his head in the Cowboys locker room after that game, was like, just checking to see if you still them boys in here?
Oh,
like seriously, because who's shitting on Green Bay right now?
Other than me, nobody.
You're talking to the one guy at the podcast who been believing in Green Bay the whole time because they got number 12. Don't look at me.
No, you're absolutely right, because I mean, number 12 is a given, but I still had my concerns about a young new head coach, and for me it was, is that defense legit?
Yes,
and I think that defense is legit. So now you have number 12 and that defense. I think you got to start taking Green Bay serious. I think it's going to be a very ugly game next Monday.
Yeah.
I do not.
Everyone can suck the Bears' cock all they want. The Bears need offense. So, in my opinion, until further notice, Green Bay's coming out of our division.
Well, we'll get to the picks, but
2 weeks ago it was Vegas week. Last week was fantasy football week. People padding their fantasy stats. That's what that was.
Yeah, because we have such a bearing on it. Because we're out there playing with them.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I have to chalk it up to something because the shit that's happening in the NFL is mind-blowing to me. I'm just like, what the actual fuck? How in the hell did the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers end up the way they did? And I sat here and watched the game and still don't know that answer.
It's called Any Given Sunday.
Pretty much.
It's called who the fuck did Dallas play before they played the fucking Packers?
Yeah. It's kind of like everyone's sucking the 49ers cock right now, and we'll see after Sunday. We'll get to that in the picks. Because I keep who are the 49ers beat? Nobody. So
beat the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns ain't nobody. The Browns are a team with a losing record. You've beat nobody. Maybe it was beating the Vikings, but aren't they are they over 500 at the moment?
So you're okay with the way the Chiefs lost?
The Chiefs. What's going on with the Chiefs is a tribute to you, both of you guys. I think people are starting to a year into Mahomes being a starter. I think people starting to get some tape on this dude.
And he still made passes that he should not have even thrown.
Well, and
in
he's
that
hurt.
game.
His ankle's hurt.
I mean, dude, let's just be honest here. That it's not like he had a fucking horrible game.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like he had a
No,
bad
he was
game.
22 of 39. He had 321 yards and a TD.
He had a bad game for him based on a very small sample size. But, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. I was watching that game. He was throwing off his front foot, his back foot. He was throwing across his body.
Yeah, he still threw for over 300 yards, so yeah.
You know, I mean, he was making throws that was like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dude. And on top of that, pick his number one fucking target at receiver. I dare you, because he does not give a fuck. I guarantee you his mindset is, whoever's open, I'm getting it to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hardman, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, doesn't matter.
He does not care about, well, I need to get my catches. Fuck you. I need to win this Super Bowl is what I need. That's how now I don't know if that's his attitude, but that's how he comes off. That's the type of quarterback I want to build a team around. Dead serious. Like, and I don't blow quarterbacks all that often. Like, I mean, you have to earn it. Like, Jesus Christ. You know, when Tom Brady got one for the thumb, I was finally like, all right, we're talking about the GOAT here.
Yeah, he's on the second finger at this point. Second hand.
and he's a Michigan man, and I still didn't fucking start swinging from his nuts till he got one on the other hand. I was just like, well, he's a system quarterback. Which he is, but hey, right time.
It's a hell of a system.
You know what I'm saying? What, we're supposed to take it away from him? No. There's plenty of players that were perfect for systems, that have been put into the systems, that didn't step up and grab the brass ring. You know, Brady ain't one of them. I think, you know, he grabbed that motherfucker, both hands. You know, after he gave his kid a very long, uncomfortable kiss on the mouth. But, you know, Patty Mahomes, that's a bad motherfucker right there, man.
Yeah, he really is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole league's got to be. Last year put the whole league on notice. This is the year we see who took that notice to heart and who's going to really stop him. And I think the one thing that you could take from the Lions game with the Chiefs is that the Chiefs, after that game was done and over with in the post-game press conference, said, this was a wake-up call. And it wasn't a wake-up call because the Lions kept the game this close. It's a wake-up call because we weren't out there playing our best fucking game. We came in here cocky, and this is what happens when you get cocky. Now, we're back to, did the Colts play above their pay grade?
And I think the Colts came in and went, hey, motherfuckers, we made the playoffs last year, if y'all remember. I think that was a statement game for the Colts, going, this is still the same team we had last year. We just don't have Andrew Luck. Eat a dick.
Man.
That dynamite dropping, Monty. That broadcast school has really paid off.
I'm still not buying them. They're 3-2, dude.
They have a winning record. They are the Colts. You ask me, they'd have been an 0-for team at this point.
They should have been,
but they're 3-2. So they're not dead. They're not out of it. Yeah, the season can't be won in September, but it can be lost, sir.
Oh, you ain't dead. All right, well, let's move on to some other games here because we could fucking sit here and debate this shit and absolutely get nowhere.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it right now. I am through with fucking Titans. Fuck you and your fucking multi-personality having ass quarterback. I'm done with you.
Why'd you even start with them? Like Rich and I'd tell you, they're not a good team. Like what you just said, meh. That is essentially the mission statement of the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, 40-degree day, homeboy.
Yeah,
and I think they dip under 40 more so than go over 40.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my opinion about Titans.
I mean, the Redskins. Oh, Miami, don't start selling Tua jerseys just yet. because we got a contender for the worst team in the league, and it is the Redskins. Yikes! I mean, you could say what's wrong with the Jets. And quite honestly, Bengals, you're the best looking team with no wins, if that's any consolation to you.
You're the smartest kid with Down syndrome.
Yeah, but I mean, does it get any worse than the Redskins, guys? I mean, who the fuck's it is going to be? This is another one that somebody's got to win bowl. It's going to be Washington and Miami on Sunday.
Yeah, but dude, they're playing the Patriots. Do you really expect them to come out and fucking sock the Patriots in the mouth and make the Patriots go, what are you trying to embarrass us?
Well, didn't they do that for like half the first quarter?
If you could win a game on half the first quarter, I'd be Madden champion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'd say the Lions would have so many Lombardis.
As long as I don't have to give the ball to the other team's offense, I'm awesome, dude. I can control the clock, run the ball, dink and dunk pass all day long, baby. Yeah. And then I score, and I'm like, fuck, now I got to stop them. Shit. and I scored. I've pissed them off. Well, look, Redskins are who they thought they were. They're at the bottom of the fucking pile.
Yeah, they don't even have their coach anymore.
I mean, Jay Gruden. Quickly took over as my favorite Gruden. I know that film was from like last year or whatever it was, like a couple of years ago. But him just smoking a joint, not giving a fuck, just like, what are you gonna do? I'm just like, there you go. That's exactly it. That's because what do you do? It's like Cocaine Wayne. If VHS footage had come out of Wayne Fonts blowing rails after yet another Lions playoff loss in the 90s, could you fault him? I mean, you'd be like, well, got to get excited about something. And it ain't going to be your team you're fucking coaching. So. Yeah. Might as well get that heart rate up with some Bolivian marching powder. Shit. Just saying, man. It's... Whatever, dude. Do what you got to do to get through it.
Yeah, but he wasn't just smoking weed. He was actually sitting down trying to pick up on a chick.
Good for him. Why not? You're an NFL head coach. There's only 32 of those jobs in the world.
Good for you.
Yeah, but he's married.
He's like that skit.
Maybe they got a deal. You don't know.
He's like that skit right after Bill Clinton was elected president, where Phil Hartman was playing Bill Clinton, and they went into Bill Clinton jogged into McDonald's, and he grabbed a Big Mac and started eating. And he goes, Secret Service guy goes, I think it was Kevin Nealon was Secret Service guy. He goes, don't worry, Mr. President, we won't tell Mrs. Clinton about this. And he goes, oh, there's going to be a lot of things we don't tell Mrs. Clinton about.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of things. Jay Gruden is like, there's going to be a lot of shit that we don't talk about to the team. It just so happened someone was, recording with a video camera on their phone. Welcome to the 21st century, guys. Seriously, you can't do this. Did we not learn from Money Manziel?
Yeah, you mean Billy Manziel? Remember he had his disguise? It was essentially him like wearing a mustache and a hat, and his fake name was Billy Manziel when he checked into hotels.
Jesus.
Don't you start your season off telling your teams about this shit? There are cameras everywhere. Mind your business.
Yeah, but then when you're the coach of the Redskins, you're like, fuck, they won't fire me. Look at the start I've had. I better smoke weed. I better release that video of me smoking weed and hitting on a 20-year-old chick.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some street credit when I leave this motherfucker.
Let's see here. What other... Carolina. Think Cam Newton's still going to have a job?
No.
Really? Do you think that's it? Boom, hot take.
In Carolina.
It's over for you?
In Carolina.
I actually kind of agree with that. Like, they keep going the way they're going, and Cam Newton's going to find himself traded.
Well, I don't even think he's injured.
Really?
That's the hot take.
That's your hot take sound effect.
So fill us in here, Homer. What's your hot take on this? Go ahead.
No, I don't think he's injured. For so many weeks now, not just this season, but into the last season. If you watch Cam Newton, the motherfucker can't get the ball to anybody. If it's past 15, yards, hang it up. And he's too busy holding onto the ball, looking for somebody, and he's too scared to run it anymore because he might get hurt. He can't scramble worth a shit, and then goes on to the press conference and bitches that, black quarterbacks don't have protection, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, this other cat comes in. Everybody's like, oh, got a new quarterback. And bam, bam, bam. The cat just completes passes left and right. Gets the ball to McCaffrey in the backfield. And, all of a sudden, the Panthers can win.
Oh, CMC
it can be done.
CMC is a revelation this year. It's pretty much the offense. That's all they got.
I'm just saying. I think Cam might have been slightly injured, and he just took time off for a minute and was like, "Okay, coach, I'm ready. No, we got something going here. Hang on a minute." Is how I think that went.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen to Nick Foles. I think Nick Foles lost his job. Quite honestly, I think Minshew mania. He is not Blake Bortles. I'll give him that. I mean, yeah, they're 2-3 in Jacksonville, but I mean, they don't look like the pile of shit they looked like last year. A couple more games, and then we'll make the picks. What happened to your team, Ice? What happened to your team? The toilet bowl. Chucky.
They got handled.
Yeah, Chucky. Don't look now. He's 3-2.
Yeah, word out of Oakland is that he's pleasantly surprised that defense is coming together as well as it is, which to me seems like a thinly veiled swipe at fucking who, especially after they just beat the Bears. Come on now.
That's true.
Yeah, Grizzle.
Well, you can't keep the guy's dick out of your mouth every other week. This week you're just like, eh.
Yeah, just his balls.
Yeah, I told you it's fantasy. It's fantasy.
God. I still wish I could play fucking drops down the line.
There was no fantasy shit in this game, dude. Let me
tell you something, Chris, real quick. Between his Cam isn't hurt and this fantasy shit, I'd be playing the X-Files theme song right now if I could play drops down the line. Just that just because this is all just it's the most you never did this well in a creative writing class in your life. And I knew you during high school, you simple fuck, so I know you didn't, okay?
Because I have to be, because there's no other explanation for what's going on the past 2 weeks.
How about any given Sunday?
Set. Fuck that.
That is the explanation.
We had everything set in the beginning of the season. We called everything. Everybody was in agreement. And then all of a sudden it just broke and fell apart.
Yes. Because that's what happens every fucking season.
Yeah.
And at the end of the season, when the usual suspects are in the fucking Super Bowl, we'll be like, well,
yeah.
Really, let's be honest here. Is it going to shock you if the Patriots are in the Super Bowl?
No, they got the number one defense in the league.
And yeah, we're T-minus a couple weeks for the 72 Dolphins talk starts, guys.
I didn't bring that up for a reason. I'm just saying in the Super Bowl. I didn't say undefeated in the Super Bowl.
Mm.
Well, the good news is Kirk Cousins finally got his receiver the ball.
Yeah, they played the Giants. Everybody calm down.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net. It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at betonline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at betonline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit betonline.net today. Bring the game home at betonline.net. It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at betonline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at betonline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit betonline.net today. Bring the game home at betonline.net.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
One thing I did want to say, it's official, I'm calling it, Baker Mayfield's a pile of shit.
Dude, Baker Mayfield needs to shut the fuck up.
Uh-oh.
Like, dead serious. You need to shut the fuck up. Who is homeboy, the linebacker who was calling him out during the game from the 49ers?
Bosa. Nick Bosa.
Yeah, Bosa was Mayfield, Baker from across the line. That's what he was doing to him. Okay? Totally in his head. Might as well had jars on his fingers. Come out and play. You know what I'm saying? Like, totally in his head. All right.
Well, the thing is,
planted the flag after the win and was like, fuck you. That's for Ohio State.
That's what I was going to say. That's the thing. Nick Bosa was in Ohio State when Baker came in and defeated him and planted it in the middle of the O. They don't forget. He fucked Baker up all game long.
Want to be my fantasy matchup? Thanks for that sack.
But I mean, like, all bullshit aside, look, man, every worst case scenario we talked about preseason for the Browns leading up to game 1 of week 1 has come true.
The only thing the thing that make it worse is they could be over. That's like the only box they haven't checked. Everything else, like, what's the line from the Big Lebowski? The plane has crashed into the goddamn mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Odell is Odeling. All right. That locker room seems to be just a complete clusterfuck. Mayfield is still acting like it's last season. All right. Running around, refusing to take any fucking responsibility for any L's that he's fucking putting up on the board. All right. You have other teams and other players taking exception to him running around popping off. Like, you talking all that good shit like you've done something. What the fuck have you done in this league, motherfucker? Remind us. Especially, I look, yes, Richard Sherman, I don't understand the beef. The handshake looked like a normal handshake to me. Apparently there wasn't enough bro dapping and, you know, yo homie, all that bullshit for Richard Sherman or whatever. But, you know, I will say this, you know, Baker was fucking, he was justified, and he was like, look at the video. I shook the man's hand. What am I supposed to do? Fall down on my knees and fillet him? No, it ain't going to happen. It's not how this shit works.
Richard Sherman came out and said he's going to apologize for that, but that's not going to change how he feels about him. He's fucking Bush League.
Exactly.
All right, I got a handshake. So what? They still Bush League.
I mean, Richard Sherman has a point. He's like, I'm a fucking Hall of Famer. You're Baker Mayfield. You need to shut the fuck up.
Hall of Famer or not, I've got a ring. Say something else. Say what? No.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm deaf in this ear from a blindside hit I took. My other ear's plugged with my Super Bowl ring. I can't hear you. Okay, so, yeah. It's a little bit of a riff on the Patrick Waugh one, but, like, seriously, Baker Mayfield and the Browns need to shut the fuck up and win. And they need to say, and like, it's concerning because it's not just Mayfield's mouth. It's his all-around play. He's getting less accurate. Like, as far as his completion ratings, he's dropped something like 13 points from his last game of last season to his Week 5 game.
Did you happen to peep his stats from that game? Real quick. Baker Mayfield was 8 of 22, 100 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
Yes. On top of that, he's put on weight. He's gotten slower. I sent you guys the meme of him morphing into fucking Johnny, Money Manziel. Just another long line and bust for the fucking Cleveland Browns quarterbacks.
It's man. I really, that's going to stick with me all season. That guy at Buffalo Wild Wings telling me you can put anybody you want on there. At the end of the day, they're still the fucking Browns.
Well, dude, they are not winning. And we're talking about handshakes. Odell can't wear his fucking $200,000 watch. Then he gets caught that it's not a $200,000 watch. It's an imitation of a $100,000 watch. Why is this the focus of this football team? Why is the focus not, we are losing, we need to win?
So you're not talking about them losing.
See, but that's bullshit. What you need to do is close ranks, media blackout as much as you can, get yourselves all on the same page, and move forward.
I'm going to place the blame completely and solely on a rookie head coach at, Kitchens, right?
Yeah, but you got Mayfield still chirping about the fact that fucking Hugh Jackson didn't start him as a rookie last season. Why are you talking about last season? Why? Please explain that to me. You just
because
lost.
This season sucks.
Exactly. And why is your head coach not stomping a mud hole in your ass, saying, shut the fuck up, get off the fucking podium. If the NFL wants to fucking fine me. I'm not letting him get up here and fucking do this shit. You guys want a quote? There's your fucking quote. Now get the fuck out of my press room. I'm going to run these motherfuckers in full pads up and down these stairs until their assholes are sucking buttermilk. Now get the fuck out of my face. Why the fuck isn't that happening?
Rookie. That's why.
Coach,
that's where the blame is.
Coach Rich, you would not survive in today's NCAA.
I wouldn't make it through the first the spring game.
Yeah.
Take that red jersey off. Why is my quarterback wearing a red jersey? Hit that faggot. You're like, oh, well, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, strike 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, got to cancel Rich.
Andy's a faggot? Oh, yeah, you're done.
I'd say the shortest tenure ever. This guy was the coach for like 20 minutes.
But then it'd suck because I got to go find the one Vice reporter who was there to report on me and blow him in front of the ESPN cameras to prove I'm not homophobic.
Yeah, there you go.
And, and be like, look, okay, I'll suck your dick, but I won't make eye contact and I won't be wicked into it. But you just, okay, it's a blowjob. Just take it. And then I got to be like, I'm sorry. Are we okay now? All right, great, wonderful. Can I have my job back? No, I got to go be an assistant coach at Michigan. I retire. I'm just done. I swear to God, I fucking quit football. Fuck this.
Shots fired.
I'm going to go coach lacrosse at Duke.
Oh, snap. All right, well, we covered all the games I think worth talking about.
Well, I got to say this.
Come on. You don't want to play spin the bottle on who's going to be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers next week?
Well, that's part of the picks.
Okay, I just want to say this real quick, and this is Saints. They're doing what they have to do.
Yeah, no shit.
They're holding the fort down till their fucking general gets back, if he gets back this season. To be honest with you, I think if he comes back, this is Brees last season. I think this is Bridgewater's team. I think he's too comfortable with Peyton. I think he's comfortable in the system, and they're winning.
Yep.
Well, I brought this up with Ice last week. I think we always talk about how it's the system is up there in Boston. I think we are giving short shrift to a system apparently that's in New Orleans because Bridgewater stepped in, and everything's been going how it would have been with Brees in. Quite honestly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely. I slept on the Saints. I attributed way too much to Drew Brees. And
also they got Alvin Kamara. It's one of the best running backs in the league.
Okay, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, 26 for 34. That's Bridgewater's fucking box score for last game. I slept on the fucking Saints. I slept on Bridgewater. Won't make that mistake from here on out. Just saying. And by the way, Tampa, you're fucked. You're still in that division with them.
Also, Atlanta's Dirty Bird is dead. I don't know where the fuck Matt Ryan went. I don't care. I don't think he's coming back, though.
It ain't Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had an awesome game on Sunday. That defense in Atlanta is fucking awful. That is Atlanta's problem.
You want an awesome game?
They scored over 30 points and they lost. It's the defense's fault in Atlanta.
Right. Deshaun Watson, he had an awesome game. 28 of 33, 426 yards and 5 touchdowns. Yeah, that's a pretty awesome game.
Yeah. But Dak Prescott threw for almost 500. No one's talking about it.
It's because it's Dak Prescott.
It's still almost 500 yards.
Oh, shit. That's something else I forgot. Jerry Jones came out and made a statement and said, I wouldn't bet money on us firing our head coach mid-season.
Uh-oh.
I think we all know what that means.
That means we're getting a new coach. Yeah. It means welcome to the...
Yeah, JG's going...
Jay Gruden, welcome to the Dallas Cowboys.
Here, you want to talk about Dak Prescott? Yeah, it was 463 yards, but he only threw for 2 TDs and 3 INTs. All right? You throw for 1,000 fucking yards. If you have more interceptions than you do touchdowns, you lost.
All right, look, okay. They didn't play this week, but there is a story that's worthy of talking about real quick before we get to the picks about the Detroit Lions. And ironically, it has nothing to do with anything that happened here in Detroit or Allen Park where they practice. It's Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer came out and said Matthew Stafford has played for Detroit for too long. He says, I think is one of the most Matthew Stafford is one of the most talented quarterbacks that I've ever seen, and just doesn't get his just due. And as somebody that's probably a lot of people wouldn't put it to Stafford. I think Matthew Stafford has more talent than most of the quarterbacks in the league, not named Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes, but he plays for Detroit. The quarterback situation is so circumstantial. It's so based on the organization. If you play for a good organization, you're going to have a very, very successful career. If you play for a bad organization, it's turnover and change and firing coaches and firing GMs. Stafford has played for Detroit for too long, and nobody knows he's as good as he is because he doesn't play on Monday Night Football multiple times a year. They don't play a bunch of Sunday Night Football. Palmer went on to talk about how the Lions have handicapped their star players by having a revolving door when it comes to coaches and general managers. They're just an organization that's kind of been trying to find their way throughout his career. How many years has Stafford been with the Lions, by the way?
10.
And by the way, he goes, okay, I just want to establish that. They're an organization that's kind of been trying to find a way throughout Stafford's career and Barry Sanders' career and Calvin Johnson's career. But as far as
Herman Moore's career,
Benny
Blade's career,
as far as talent's concerned, he's got more arm talent than 95% of the league. He's got great feet. He's mobile. He's really smart. He's extremely tough. But nobody knows about him because he plays for the Lions.
Wrong. Wrong. I agree with most of that article, but all of this praise, he's lavishing on Stafford's talent is wrong. Because even in this shit organization, when we have had generational players like Barry Sanders, like Calvin Johnson, their talent has always come through. Even so, if Stafford was as good as Carson Palmer is making him out to believe, his talent would have shown through regardless. Not buying it. He's just an average guy making above average money.
Well, I mean, in 145 career starts, now in his 11th season in Detroit, Stafford's thrown for over 39,000 yards, 246 touchdowns.
What's his record?
I understand that. But if we're talking good quarterbacks on bad teams who are celebrated when their career is over with, how you doing, Archie Manning? He's got a bust in Canton. Just saying. I think this is Palmer, whether he realizes it or not, laying the groundwork for a Stafford's never going to win a Super Bowl, but he deserves a spot in a yellow jacket in Canton.
No, I can't be on board with that.
No, it's fine. I mean, I do agree with him about this. This is one thing that anyone who criticizes Stafford, who if they attack his toughness, I'm like, have you ever fucking seen? You know why he's not considered tough? Because he's not one of those rah-rah guys. He kind of has a doughy fucking frat boy, been drinking too many beers face. He did a commercial. His biggest commercial was for like pizza. He did a round of commercials for Pizza Hut or whatever the fuck. But that motherfucker's played with a broken back, a separated shoulder, broken throwing hand, severed ligaments in his throwing hand.
I'll tell you, of all the complaints I have about him, his toughness isn't one of them.
That's okay. And I think so. I mean, I do think that's a valid point. And he's got a big arm. He proved it when he had fucking someone like Calvin Johnson to throw to. I mean, can we agree on that?
Yeah, but
hey, why am I defending fucking Matthew Stafford? God damn it!
If he was so great, why has he consistently been doing it? That's the thing. Stafford seems to be one of those people who is only as good as the talent he's got around him. Because why isn't he made Marvin Jones the next Calvin Johnson? You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't Golden Tate just step right into the big old Megatron sneakers?
Oh, there we go.
Well, I think we've had our say. Go ahead, Ice. Let me ready, Chris? Let's strap in. Go ahead.
I dropped my call for a minute, but so no, Stafford is. I mean, he's a good quarterback. Is he one of the greats? Not really. I wanted him to be. I thought he might be, but no, he really isn't. Honestly, he had one of the best wide receivers of the NFL ever to throw to for a long time. When we had the best defense in the league and Calvin and everything else, how come we didn't even get past the first round? Tom Brady is the GOAT because Tom Brady finds a way.
He's got the killer instinct.
Exactly. And everybody in Michigan, all of the teams don't have that. They have a set goal in mind.
Not this. If you're talking about right now, yes, I'll agree with you. If you're talking about in the last 20 years, like you tried to last time, don't make me embarrass you again. Seriously, don't make me embarrass you again.
Okay. So right now, they don't have it.
Fair enough.
And here's the thing. The Lions have never had it.
No.
Lions are good enough to put on a show. It's a service. Go there, get entertained, watch the Dancing Bear. Thanks for coming. Go home. See you next week. We got the greatest running NFL ever. Right. Come watch them. Pay me money.
We didn't have Emmitt Smith.
Anyways, not going down that road. That's another time.
Or Jim Brown.
Another time. Or Bo Jackson. Anyways, Barry Sanders, come watch him. Pay money. We got the best defense in the NFL with one of the dirtiest players, the bad boys of the NFL. Ooh.
While we had the greatest receiver in the game at the time.
Right. Pay me money. Watch Dancing Bear. Go the fuck home. Okay, but are we going to win? No. You watch the Dancing Bear. Now go home. That's their mentality. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
It's never, and I say it's never going to change, but until it does change, you could call Barry the greatest. You could call Calvin the greatest. You could call Matt Stafford the greatest. But they're not.
Well,
they're middle of the road.
Stafford's the greatest.
I'm just saying, a great quarterback, a great running back, a great receiver, great defense, whatever.
Okay.
They're not. Right. They're middle of the road.
Okay. I am just, do not cut the messenger's head off. I'm just a messenger.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
For the article, which, by the way, I will point out real quick, is from Detroit Sports Nation. So even though it's Carson Palmer being quoted, let's be honest, the reporters from Detroit Sports Nation. I'm just
ironically enough, Chris should be all about this. Yes, according to Chris, he's a great quarterback.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Because the stats show that he is.
Who, Stafford?
Yes.
No, the main stat is a big zero. So next.
No, no, sir. You are not off the hook this time. Terrell Owens, is he a great receiver or not?
He's
Chris?
number 2.
Shut up. It's a big O.
He's number 2.
How many championships he's won?
Stafford ain't even in the top 10 list of the list you're trying to bring up. So
Zero. Big zero.
Terrell Owens is second. No matter how you want to cut it, on the list, Terrell Owens is number 2. Be mad at math.
How am I mad at math? You're telling me that Stafford is a great quarterback because he doesn't have the win.
He's got no rings.
Neither does Terrell Owens.
Yeah, but he's at least in the top 10 of his position all time. Stafford is not.
Well, by your set standard, he's the greatest quarterback Detroit's ever had.
The fuck are you talking about?
He's the great. No, stop. Time out. I can't let you get away with that fucking bullshit. We've all agreed multiple times on this podcast. He's the greatest quarterback Detroit's had in our lifetime.
Okay.
We've all agreed on that one.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Not all time.
So with your stats and proof,
So he does have the most playoff appearances.
he's a great quarterback.
No.
That is what
He doesn't have a ring. He does not
that's
have
what
a
Palmer's
ring.
saying.
He has no
That's
rings. 0
Because he's
Super
playing
Bowl
for
rings.
a bad team. Because he's playing for a bad team.
And
that's why he has no Super Bowl rings. That's what Palmer is saying. If he was playing for a better team, he would.
And I don't agree with that because talent is talent. Calvin Johnson was Calvin Johnson no matter what team he was on. Well, no matter if he would have been on the Cincinnati Bengals, he still would have ended up being Calvin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford only rises. Stafford only plays to the level of the talent around him. That to me, that is not a Hall of Fame player.
Right? Are you sure? Because you think Palmer to Johnson, that Johnson would have been still the Johnson that we knew here in Detroit?
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, you think Palmer's got as big of his arm as Stafford as far as deep passes with accuracy while Johnson's double covered?
I like where his head's at.
I think talent is talent, and it shines through no matter. He looked like a fucking superstar in the Detroit Lions. That's all I got to say. Like he was he was considered the best receiver in the game while wearing a Lions uniform.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Talent is talent. If Matt Stafford was so great, if he was such a generational quarterback, why has he not been? Why has there not been more than one Megatron?
I'm not saying he's a generational quarterback. I'm not even saying that he's one of the best playing, or he's in the top 10, or he's elite. What I'm saying is, I think he gets shorted a lot because he does play for the Lions. If you switched Phillip Rivers and Matthew Stafford teams, the same talk that you hear about Phillip Rivers as far as he's going to be one of those quarterbacks that go into the fucking Hall of Fame that never won a fucking Super Bowl, you'd be hearing about Stafford. And Phillip Rivers would be buried here in Detroit, and people would be arguing whether or not he's even an elite quarterback, top 10, top 15 quarterback.
See, I think good quarterbacks make the people
around
them good. I don't think Stafford does that. I think Phillip Rivers does.
Well,
I actually do. I think Matthew Stafford does make the people around him better. The problem is the Lions organization, period. It's a middle-of-the-road team. It's what I just said, the dancing fucking bear.
No, it's
the show go home.
Middle of the road. Dallas, since their last Super Bowl win, has been a middle-of-the-road team. Detroit ain't even close to Dallas. All right, let's be honest here. Let's stop the bullshit. Detroit
sometimes they fall asleep at the wheel.
Detroit's a lower third, lower quarter of the league team. I think the difference between a player like Rivers and Stafford is Rivers is a very vocal quarterback, a very vocal leader. He gets out there. He takes people to task. It was very unusual earlier this season to see Stafford yelling at his coaching staff saying, "Trust me." And by the way, yelling at the coaching staff who made a call instead of putting the ball in Stafford's hand on a 4th down. And all he's yelling at them is, "Trust me, trust me, trust me. Haven't I earned that?" That's not really all that controversial for a quarterback to say, is it?
I don't feel it is.
I didn't think it was either.
You know, Rivers would have been cussing Patricia out.
No, Rivers would have said a couple of things and been like, "All right, fuck you, I'm out," and went back out on the field.
That's what I'm saying.
His own goddamn play.
I mean, that's a difference when we're talking. I mean, Stafford is just Stafford's demeanor, Stafford, the way he looks, the way he carries himself, people judge books by their covers. Stafford looks like a soft, doughy, old school doughy Vince Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? Puffy Vince Vaughn. He looks like an old frat boy. You know, he looks like the guy who goes to the frat party still, and he's just too old to be there, but he's like, hey, whatever, the wife's got brain cancer, and I'm trying to get my dick wet. How you doing? You know?
Wow, it's quite the tale you wove.
Well, I mean, I hope he's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I'm just going by looks. You know, I'm not saying this is not even alleged. I'm not alleging any of this. This is just, in fantasy world.
Wife got brain cancer. I can throw a football. You want to do it?
Throw football pretty far, and the wife might die. And
I'm rich. You want to do it?
If it's any consolation, I think he would take the Vince Vaughn route where the chick was like down, and he'd be like, "Wow, thank you, but I'm married." And she's like, "Oh, you're a loser. Okay, let me go find a guy who's single and wants to fuck because I need some deep dicking."
Oh, I'm thinking he's more of Ron Burgundy. Yeah. You got a perfect hiney. Okay,
I want to be on.
I want to be on.
Yeah. I want to shake hands with it. I want to make friends.
Kind of important.
All right,
people know me.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net. It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net. It's the divisional round, and you can follow all the action at BetOnline.net. On Saturday, LA visits the frozen tundra of Green Bay, while Baltimore and Buffalo face off with their electric third-year quarterbacks. On Sunday, and after winning their first playoff game in 26 years, Cleveland meets last year's champs. In the late game, two legendary future Hall of Fame QBs square off as Tampa visits the Big Easy. Check out all the action this week at BetOnline.net as teams take one step closer to the championship. Always available online or your mobile device. Visit BetOnline.net today. Bring the game home at BetOnline.net.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Sporgy.
All right, let's get to the picks.
Yep, we're devolving. It's pick time. All right, Ice.
Kind of a big deal.
You are kind of a big deal because you are still the champion.
Wait. Since last week's episode is the lost episode, you're not counting anything from last week, right?
Oh, the picks?
Yeah. It doesn't go towards anyone's percentage.
I thought we were gonna do the percentages.
No, it's only what's on the record. Do we go by the percentages?
I don't care. I still.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. I'm not. I don't know. Stupid. I wasn't on the show last week. I don't know who fucking won. What I'm saying is, it's just last week's picks shouldn't count because we didn't get them out there. They're not on the record.
All right. So they will not count. Ice still wins then.
Okay. So we got to listen to his insufferable ass. Great, wonderful. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. I believe he was at 605. You are at 592. I am at 534.
Just so you know, our thousands and thousands and thousands of Sporgy listeners, Ice is the type of asshole who hits you up in the middle of the 4 o'clock games in the group chat talking about, send me my picks so I know where I'm at. He doesn't give a fuck about his fantasy football team. He wants to know where he's at on the picks so he can start bragging early. That's the type of asshole that we're dealing with here. Like one, you don't remember your own picks, and two, you're trying to brag about them before fucking we've even hit Sunday night football.
Yeah.
Like douchebag. That's anyway.
That's because you all fight me on a Thursday night game.
Let's get on with it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, what order are we going in, Ice?
The reverse that we are. It'd be you, Rich, me. It's my favorite order. You two get to spout off, and then I tell them who wins.
Wow. Just the hubris, folks. The hubris. So,
why are you laughing like the fridge?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know about that.
Well, it looks like the butt fuck of the week's going to happen early. I don't know. There's two of them in the running. They both involve New York teams this week. But the Giants are heading to Foxborough. The Giants with who are in their third string quarterback. Golden Tate just comes back and they lose Sterling Shepard. Danny Dimes is starting for him. And good God, they're taking on the Pats at home. Give me the Pats.
I need a cigarette. This needs to go quick. Pats.
Yeah, it's not going to be the butt fuck, but it's gonna hurt a little bit. Pats.
All right, Sunday slate. I feel like these teams just played each other, but Carolina at Tampa Bay. The morning football, it's like we're on the West Coast. 9:30 there will be football, which if you're on the West Coast, 6 a.m. football, I don't hate that.
Why are they playing each other again so soon?
Because they're in the same division. It's my guess. But for I don't make the schedule, man. Man, I mean,
Yeah.
they're traveling. They both.
There's no home field advantage.
Yeah. You know what? Panthers got CMC. Give me the Panthers.
As far as I'm concerned, Panthers have the early leader for fucking league MVP. He's got more fucking yards than some entire teams. Okay?
And he's not lying.
Panthers.
Yeah, I'm definitely Panthers.
All right. 1 o'clock slate. Seattle heading to Cleveland, taking on the Browns. At this point, I am shouldn't be called Believe Land for me because I don't believe in shit. Give me the Seahawks.
Well, here we have another candidate for MVP, early season candidate for MVP, Russell Wilson, taking on the dumpster fire that is the Browns. So give me the Seahawks.
I cannot believe the fucking shit that is Cleveland. They gave us high hopes and they took it away. How did Coach Green say it? They are who we thought they were? No, they're not. You're a complete opposite of who we thought you were. Seattle.
So if you don't want to crown their asses, don't crown their asses. Yeah.
Hey, we're going to have a college football game, but it's going to be in Kansas City. Houston at Kansas City, shootout alert. I think this is going to look like a college football game as far as how much the ball is going to be in the air. But
take the over.
Yeah. But for real, they just got owned Sunday night. Give me the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
It is going to be a shootout. It is going to be close. I got to stick with Chiefs, but I'm telling you, Mahomes has got to get healed. That ankle is an issue.
If last week was him playing injured, the rest of the NFL better hope he doesn't get healed.
No, it was. His magic wand is the fact that he can move and he can throw on the run. That's his magic wand. But if he can't run, uh-oh.
This next game, there are tickets still available for $17, and this is not the cheapest game. Oh, the toilet bowl, the somebody's got to win game, the Redskins heading down to Miami. Yup.
Nobody is even going to watch this game.
Yeah, even people in D.C. and Miami aren't even going to watch this game. This game's going to be doled out as a punishment in some police precincts this Sunday.
For shoplifting.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
People are going to go out and watch the Hurricanes.
Oh, gee. Home team in Miami?
Here's an interesting tidbit. Tickets for this game cost the average ticket for this game right now on StubHub is going for the average ticket to go to the Miami Zoo. And you can watch both. If you buy tickets for both, you can watch the Dolphins in the tank in both. Give me the Redskins.
I was going to say, you can see Dolphins get fucked at both. both.
Yeah.
The Redskins, if we're talking dumpster fire, that's the Redskins. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a head coach. They don't have a defense. They're the Washington don't-haves. You got to go with the Dolphins. I mean, this could be a tie. Watch out for the tie because both of these want the first pick.
Normally, I'd call that a cop-out answer, but I'm with you on that.
Well, wait a minute.
I'm still writing him down for Miami. He picked Miami.
Well, can we all pick as our 1B tie? If there's a tie, we all get it. Because we all agree that a tie could happen, right?
Well, I'm saying, real talk. The Redskins and the Dolphins are fighting for the losingest season to get the number 1 overall pick.
I'm just waiting for the Redskins to sign Orlovsky and have him run out the end zone the last play of the game. So he forces the Dolphins to take points. You know, it just... I'm serious, though. If it's a tie, I think we should all get like a half a percentage point or something.
Well, we technically do. Because we do have a tie column. So, I mean, we do still count the game as played. The loss doesn't count against you. Philadelphia at Minnesota.
Ooh.
I like Minnesota's receiving core better. Both of these teams are in the I don't know who you are basket as far as I'm concerned. I'm taking the home team here with the Vikings.
Give me the Philadelphia Freedom.
You're going with Philly?
Yep.
Come on, you're telling us who wins, right?
I am going to tell you who wins, so I will break this tie. I'm going to go with the home team, but not because they're the home team. Mr. You Like That was called out and set straight. And here's the thing. If you got Thielen on your fantasy team, great for you for last week. Next week, you better have drafted Stephon Diggs right after because it'll be his time to shine. The last week that just passed, Kirk Cousins gave all the balls to Adam Thielen.
You future Detroit Lions, Stephon Diggs? That's what I'm hoping.
Oh, yes. Yes, please. Please, for the love of God.
We need him. We need a receiver.
Bad.
New Orleans at Jacksonville. Sorry, Jacksonville. Gardner, loving the mustache, loving the headband. DJ Chark has been a revelation. But, yeah, New Orleans apparently is New Orleans until further notice, so give me the Saints.
You already know how I feel about the Saints. Give me the Saints.
Sorry, not sorry, Minshew, you suck. I saw who you are 100% under pressure, and you suck ass.
Doom, 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 doom. Doom, doom. It's that little ching. See, it's not the same. Doom, 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 doom.
Yo, VIP. Give me the Saints.
Division battle from the AFC North. Cincinnati heading into Baltimore. Sorry, Cincinnati. Your win does not come this week. I think Baltimore gets their groove back this week and has themselves a game all over that ass. Give me the Ravens.
The Ravens say nevermore. Ravens.
Oh, yeah, say, I'm sorry, not sorry, Bengals. You'll get a win this season. Ain't going to be this win, but yep, it'll come.
You'll score a touchdown, nevermore.
Yeah, give me the Ravens.
All right. Big team with something to prove here, in my opinion. The 49ers heading to see the Rams. Telling you, Ice, the Rams are broken. Said it last week. They lost again. This is not the Rams. Donkey Kong Sue might have been a bigger part of that defense than we as Lions fans might want to have admitted. However, the Rams are the home team, and their offense, I think, is better. They got Todd Gurley. They got Cooper Kupp. Give me the Rams.
Niners.
Oh, shit.
Out of left field, he's taking Jimmy G.
I'm sorry. That defense, Sherman's there, Bosa's there. Those motherfuckers, those are leaders. Those are follow me. Do you motherfuckers want to live forever type guys? Just not buying it with the Rams, man. I agree with you. I think the Rams are broken. Give me the Niners.
Okay. So I got to break the tie again. You're right, Rich. He's a stand-up guy. Richard Sherman is who he is, and he's a hell of a player. Nick Bosa, being the rookie he is, having the season he's having, reminiscent of the guy he's facing this week with Aaron Donald. That being said, the Rams are just fine. The Rams won last week, right before they lost. They kicked the field goal. They made the field goal. A penalty was called. He re-kicked it, missed it by half an inch. Rams are fine.
Everyone does not get a trophy, Ice.
Hold on. Isn't the Rams kicker your kicker on your fantasy football team?
Greg DeLay.
Yeah, and he got 11 points. Yeah, that guy.
He's got to make excuses for him. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Just fine. And he'll prove it to you, handing San Francisco their first loss this week.
Look, man, I'm picking against everybody this week, baby. So I'm either going to be at the bottom or the top after this week. I'm fine with it.
Well, grab a pillow and a blanket. It's cold down there.
Rich ain't scared. That's what he's saying.
Oh, good. I don't like to run, so.
Atlanta at Arizona.
Oh, Jesus.
There's no Jesus. Give me the Falcons. I like their offense better.
You know who loses? Anyone who has to watch this game. Oh, God.
I picked the Falcons. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm with you. I picked the Falcons.
You know what I said about Minshew and how much he sucked? Yeah, Kyler Murray is on the verge of being a bust. The look of disgust and
no, he's not. But okay.
Yeah, we'll see. He reminds me of that Raiders quarterback out of LSU. I can't think of his name. Big, tall motherfucker.
Oh, you're Jamarcus Russell?
Jamarcus Russell.
What? Get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
He already has Jamarcus Russell beat because he played a game.
I would just like to inform the authorities in the state that Ice lives that marijuana is not legal.
And Ice has that good shit.
So I'm just saying, do what you got to do.
You are
no. Murray last week went 20 of 32 with 253 yards.
He's the leading rusher in the game.
And that's a problem because he has Johnson, okay?
Who was hurt.
And he also has a couple of good wide receivers to throw to. One used to be great. So That all being said,
Christian Kirk is hurt too. He's playing with half
Falcons.
of offense.
Falcons.
Can't call him a bust if he's playing with half of offense. Tennessee at Denver. Ew. Ugh. Yuck.
Wait, Denver's still playing football?
Yeah.
They show up every now and again.
Yeah, they beat the Chargers last week.
Yeah, but this ain't the LT Chargers.
Hey, Antonio Gates was still there.
Give me the Broncos.
I never thought I'd say this, but I mean, neither of them are good. But I really didn't want Captain Crableg during that draft. But I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man. He's looking like the better quarterback at this point. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, give me the Broncos because fuck Mariota. That's why.
I'm just saying, like,
personality having motherfucker.
I wanted M squared over fucking Captain Crableg, but now I'm having a hard time defending that want. Jesus.
No, I get you, but I'm telling you,
it'd be like in 1983 choosing Cyndi Lauper over Madonna is who's going to have the longer career. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cyndi Lauper had the better voice, the better songs. Yep. No one knew Madonna was willing to, like, have sex with Vanilla Ice in a book. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's all fucked up.
The next fuck of the week, Dallas playing the Jets. Jets are at home.
Oh.
Give me the boys.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Dallas Cowboys fans are going to be, dumb boys, we're back. Yeah, give me the Cowboys.
I'm going to go old school on you musicians. Thin Lizzy, the boys are back in town.
Or the Bus Boys from 48 Hours. The boys are back in. Arguably the better song with the same name. Arguably, whatever.
You don't like Thin Lizzy? Is that what you're trying to say?
What about Playing with the Boys from the Top Gun soundtrack?
See?
Okay, moving on.
See, every time we start talking football, someone's going to turn it gay.
The Sunday night game. They probably thought this was going to be a better matchup when they scheduled it. Steelers heading to the soccer stadium, playing the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. It's going to be
Who the fuck is playing quarterback for the Steelers? I think it's a valid question.
Some guy named Hodges.
Nobody knows. Could be Rudolph, could be Hodges.
Rudolph's
could be Kaepernick.
In the concussion protocol. It's going to be this Hodges guy.
Oh, yeah. He got knocked the fuck out. Did you see that hit?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, did you see it?
You know you got knocked out when your arms lock in
go
the up
straight
position.
out.
You look like a G.I. Joe guy with the Kung Fu grip laying on his back.
That was one of those hits where they were like, get his socks!
He's paralyzed.
Rich, did you see the hit?
Oh, yeah. Dude caught him right in the jaw, bro. Right on the button. His eyes went blank before his body went limp.
Yep.
His mind checked out before his body did. He was out on his feet, man.
What cracks me up is the stretcher cart broke down, so he had to walk off the field. And he had this look on his face because they took the face mask off, left the helmet on. But he had this look on his face like that old commercial, like, I'm Batman.
Dude, when they took the face mask off, I was like, they can still do that? like holy shit. Yeah, give me the Chargers. I mean, I don't feel good about picking it. Because is this another one? No, I don't think there's going to be a tie. Give me the Chargers.
No, this is not going to be a tie. The Chargers are going to walk all over the fucking Steelers. Chargers are at home. Steelers have to go over there. They have nobody that's going over there to try to win. And I mean that. Nobody. Connor, maybe, perhaps. Other than that, what? What? Really? No. You're done. You're through, son. Give me the Chargers.
All right. Monday Night Football.
Dun 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 dun.
The Lions heading to Green Bay. Last time they were there, they won.
The black and blue division, the Norris division.
Taking on the Chicago Bears. The Green Bay Packers. Oh, man.
The Packers of Green Bay on the frozen tundra.
I had to think about this, but let's be honest. Green Bay, Green Bay's like Stella. They got their groove back. All right? And they're at home. They got number 12. It actually hurts me this week to pick against the Lions. Give me the Packers.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to make bank this Monday. That's the only reason I care about this game.
Oh.
But it's the Packers, baby. Sorry. And if you think the Lions are going to win, you must be Earl or retarded. So
I will sit on this island until I'm kicked off.
Uh-huh. Told you. Corky from Life Goes On and Earl are picking the fucking Lions.
And it's not just because it's the Lions. I have said this.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a sec. Breaking news. Radio has called in and said he's picking the Lions also. Same with Rain Man. Okay, you're in good company. Go ahead.
The Packers are in trouble. They are in serious trouble, and not the Packers of old. Number 12 isn't the guy he used to be.
They're
And
4-1. How are they in trouble?
they've played one team, dude.
Yeah,
One.
and after Monday night, they'll still have only played one team.
Okay. Prove me wrong. Lions.
They're 4-1. All right. Michigan heading to Illinois, taking on Illinois. Yeah. Since this isn't the 80s, I'm picking Michigan.
Michigan's going to win by a touchdown, and you're going to hear the sound of rioting coming from Ann Arbor, Michigan, because you're going to think they just won the national championship because they are officially back. That's what that's what all Michigan fans are going to say, except for me. Give me Michigan, but Jesus Christ, can we just fast forward to when they play someone who matters? What is it? Penn State after this week? I think so. Yeah. Okay. The ghost of Penn State's used to butt fucking little boys. So yeah, we'll see you next week, Michigan.
I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for the Spartans, but they've already played 2 ranked teams.
All right, so
Michigan's
I'm going to
played
pick
one.
Michigan. Fighting the Illini don't have it anymore. I don't think they ever did.
So they've been had it since the 80s. So yeah, and then State's going to Wisconsin. Yeah, Jesus Christ, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's 5-0.
God damn it, Chris! I think there's something evil and sinister happening on this podcast. I think I'm slowly transforming into a State fan because it's going to hurt me to pick Wisconsin, but I got to.
Trust me, I don't like it.
I don't like it either, and I should be relishing this pick, right? I should be like,
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna lose, Sparty.
but it's just, At least you Sparties know your place. Michigan fans are insufferable. I don't hate Michigan. I hate their fans and their coach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I share your pick, but I don't share your feelings. I'm a Michigan fan, but that has nothing to do with it. Wisconsin's the better team.
Yeah.
Better team's going to win.
Yeah.
Period.
That's pretty much where I'm at. Is you are the better team this year, Wisconsin. You win. So, that being said, it's time to ripcord out of this bitch. I got to get ready for work here in a few hours. So we thank everybody for listening. If you're new because you've been listening to the Fantasy Hack, welcome. We do this every week. We talk about sports for sometimes 1 hour, usually 3. But new listeners, we see you. Welcome. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker.com, the iHeartRadio app, Spotify, ChristopherMedia.net. We're everywhere. So leave us a review or rating. If you don't, typing out words is too much for you. You just want to leave us a rating. That's cool too. But we do this every Thursday. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
all right, later, guys.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online, so any small business can drive change or build an empire. Because old ideas aren't cutting it anymore. This new year, we need a new generation of thinking, your way of thinking. So whatever you have in mind that will help make a different future, find everything you need to get started at GoDaddy.com. Because the future isn't decided yet. It's still ours to win. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.